Good evening and a warm welcome to the National Speedway Stadium here in the heart of Manchester. Tonight, the Belle Vue Aces take on the Kings Lynn Stars. And as always, we are with Kelvin Tate and Scott Nichols. It has been 3 weeks since we've been in action in our coverage of the ROWE Motor Oil Premiership. So first of all, let's bring ourselves up to speed with the table and see where we're at. And you'll notice that the top two teams, nothing has changed at the very, very top. But the talking point, Calv, is Leicester, and they're hitting a rich vein of form at exactly the right time.
Yeah, they've got going. They took a bit of time to get going. They had a sort of big change in the winter where Wolverhampton closing, they were able to inherit several of their riders. Luke Becker in there as well, but they didn't really click together at the early part of the season. Oxford sort of stole a bit of a march on them, but of late, all of a sudden, they're beginning to, as you say, they're flexing their muscles now, and they're well in the top four, and I expect them to stay there.
Yeah. Top two teams were in battle, Scotty, in Sheffield last Thursday. Went down to a last heat decider, and it was Jack Calder against Emil Saifutinov. Real disputing the lead. And this moment for Emil, horrendous.
It was an horrendous crash, and full credit to Ipswich to be in that position. But if you watch here, Emil bang, he collapsed the fence centre back straight, and I haven't had it confirmed by him or his crew, but I believe his footrest actually snapped, so he's really unsettled, hence why the bike reacts really violently there. He's just a passenger at that point into the fence, and he's a seriously lucky lad in a very unfortunate situation, and obviously we wish him all the best for a speedy recovery.
Yeah, real nasty one, that.
And like Scotty said, it came out lightly considering, didn't he, Kelv?
Yeah, no broken bones, obviously a bad gash in his backside, which is going to take a little bit of time to heal. He loves riding for Ipswich and he loves being in the UK, so he'll make every effort to be ready for playoffs. Yeah. Of course he will, but he'll be a big miss for Ipswich. No question, he's been fabulous lately, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. He's really hit form. Start the season a little bit slow, and he's come into play right at crucial time, obviously injuring. But like you said, with Leicester, Luke Becker start the season a little bit slow, and right at the key point, all those teams are now kind of stole a march.
Can Ipswich hold on to the top spot? Do they want to? Because if they'll be facing Leicester.
Well, possibly not. Yeah. It'll be a difficult choice, but I think they'd like to. It's nice to have the choice to choose which track you go to, but if they haven't got Emil, it will be difficult.
Yeah.
But Chris Louis and Richie Hawkins will be keen to see him back, and they'll be hoping he can make a speedy recovery. But it won't be easy for him. It's a nasty injury.
Yeah. Well, there is another meeting that is taking place this evening, and it's at Perry Bar as the Brummies host Leicester Lions. Here's Dave Rowe with the team news.
Well, there's no doubt that Leicester are the current form team in the Premiership. They're effectively unbeaten in 6 matches, including a 45-all score at Sheffield recently, where they lost the Superheat, and a big win at Kings Lynn last week. Max Frick has been leading from the front for the Lions, but the massive turnaround has come from Luke Becker, the American, now in top form and showing great speed. Birmingham are the only team so far who cannot make the playoffs. They've lost their last 9 league matches, although recent displays have been more encouraging. They went so close to a win at Oxford, only lost by 6 at Leicester last Thursday, where other sides have suffered far heavier defeats. The Lions are now in the top 4, 3 points ahead of Oxford, with 2 matches in hand on the Spires, and they make one change tonight. Craig Cook has been ruled out for the last 10 days. He had been showing a good form. He's replaced at reserve by Drew Kemp. Ironically, it was Kemp who lost his place when they signed Cook at the end of May. For the Brummies, recent changes include the return of Zach Cook and the signing of Michael Palm-Toft, both on short-term deals, with Justin Sedgman and Steve Worrell on the sidelines. There's no Piotr Pawlicki tonight. He top scored with paid 13 in Poland yesterday, but he's ruled out here with illness. It's rider replacement for the home side. At Perry Bar, it's Birmingham against Leicester.
Dave, thank you. An important night for both sides. Birmingham Brummies, they want to end their run of losing matches, but for Leicester Lions, they want to continue that charge to the playoffs. But here in Manchester, it's a balmy evening. I actually don't think I've ever been this warm in Manchester. 4 years that we've been covering the Premiership on Eurosport. Let's see then what the track is like. Here's Calv.
Fabulous to be back at the National Speedway Stadium. Of course, we witnessed wonderful scenes when Team Great Britain won the Speedway of Nations. What a night that was. What a week it was, in truth. But we're here with Premiership action here tonight in Manchester. I've made my way to the start line. Let's get the dirtometer involved. Gate number 4. Look at that. Fabulous amount of grip there. Riders will love that to really fire themselves to the first corner. Gate number 3. Plenty of water here. Little bit sloppy, but that will dry out in the course of time before heat number 1, I'm sure. Making our way around to approximately gate number 2. A little drier here, a little firmer, so we'll keep an eye on that as the evening progresses. Gate number 2 often works well here, gives you a nice run into the first turn. And looking down on gate number 1, you can see the tyre tracks there, plenty of grip for about 10 metres or so away from the start line. First corner is good. Nice little top dressing on the inside. Middle of the track is probably fairly firm. You won't want to be there earlier on. On the outside, up on the banking, they do work the track there, and there's a decent amount of grip, and riders like Bewley and Kurtz love it out there, and we see some spectacular stuff. Kings Lynn are in town, and I've got to say that they had a hard season. Injuries have really hit them hard. Belle Vue trying to get to the top spot to have choice in the playoffs, and they have been in a rich vein of form lately. So it's a good, interesting match. You've got to say the home team will be favourites tonight, but Kings Lynn are here, and they are a proud team, and they're going to be putting their best foot forward. Can't wait for it to get underway.
Neither can we. Let's meet tonight's captains. They're chatting to Scotty Nicholls.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. We'll get to the coin toss in a second, joined by the 2 captains. I'll come to Belle Vue captain Brady Kurtz first. Brady, going to do the coin toss in a second. How important is it for you guys to win that toss?
I don't want to say too important. You want to be winning off any gate that we go off, but generally the inside gates are a little bit better here early on, and but you never know what's going to happen at the end of the meeting, so it's a little bit of a gamble, but well, we'll wait and see.
Do you kind of have a bit of a system then, or do you go do track walk, see how the gates align, then make your choice from there?
Yeah, we obviously always look on track walk how the gates, and we discuss it a little bit, and yeah, pick whatever we think is going to be best.
Okay, we'll see how we go. Niels, I'll come to you next. Man, it's been a roller coaster year for Kings Lynn. At the start of the season, it looked like you had a great team that was going to go places, but for one reason or another, injuries and politics, it's kind of gone against you guys.
Yeah, it's been a tough going, but yeah, we're still here trying to fight and at least deliver some good show for the TV and for the fans and yeah, for the club as well. So you know. Yeah, we're here today. We have a full team today, 7 riders, so that's a bonus. So let's see what we can do.
I say, is it hard when you've had so many riders in and out to kind of keep that chemistry and keep the enthusiasm within the boys?
Yeah, I think, you know, beginning of the year we had a really good team. I think we had like a playoff side, and yeah, a few injuries, a few riders quit the team, and yeah, then it's not easy. So we need all the riders to be able to do good every time, and we haven't had that, so it's been hard.
Well, you got the 7 tonight. Let's see, we go. I'm going to get you to call while I got it in the air, Niels.
Heads.
Niels calls heads, and it comes down heads. What's it going to be?
1 and 3 then.
Okay, so there you have it. Niels goes to 1 and 3 with the Kings Lynn Stars. Back to you, Abby.
Scotty, thank you. Well, let's meet tonight's teams. Joining Calvin in the commentary box is Simon Stead. Calvin Steady, over to you.
Thanks very much, Abby, and good evening to everybody. It's a fine evening here in Manchester, and we are very much looking forward to the Premiership action tonight. First rider out on track for the presentation is Anders Rowe, the rising star for the Kings Lynn Stars. Has been a tough season for the Kings Lynn Stars. Now, new signing Louis Kerr, no stranger to the Kings Lynn Stars, is back at his home club effectively. He comes from that neck of the woods, and Louis has had a injury hit season, which he's had in recent seasons, but good to see him out on track. Charles Wright coming in to guest for the injured Nikolai Klin, who has a broken neck, and he's here this evening still in his brace. But Charles Wright, of course, no stranger to the National Speedway Stadium, having spent several seasons here. Patrick Woodgelow, of course, the hard-charging Polish man, a young man, and knows this track well, Simon. He gets around here pretty well, Patrick.
He does. He scored well on his last visit here. He got 7. He was at reserve, albeit, but yeah, he's shown a liking for the place already.
As indeed. Now, my man to watch tonight is Niels Christian Iversen. He's into his veteran status now, but Niels captains the team, and he's been holding this team together. And fair play to him. Chris Harris, who was involved in that horrifying crash at Sheffield. And fair play to him coming out for a guest booking tonight. Harris never knows when he's beat. And I must say, Jankovic, we saw his debut for Kings Lynn, of course, at home. And the Grand Prix star has really made a hit in British Speedway and is now promoted to the #1 slot. Jankovic from the Czech Republic, leading the way. So the home team, Jake Mulford coming out as a rising star, another rider that is gaining plenty of experience at the highest level. Keep an eye out for him this evening. Now, Antibulis, now he had a fabulous Speedway of Nations, so much so that Mark Lemon clearly fancied him and they signed him. And he's here and he gets around this track really well. He really does go pretty quickly.
He's going really good, you know. I didn't know a lot about him before this season, but he's riding really well for Workington, and like I said, Lemo's been quick to snap him up after a good display in the Speedway Nations.
Indeed, Brady Kurtz was fabulous in the Speedway of Nations for Australia. He captains the side. Kurtz really making his way in the sport. Ben Cook coming out now, another hard charger, a lightweight, but flies around the National Speedway Stadium, that's for sure. And is having a decent season. Jamin Lindsay probably slightly below par this year, but on his night really can be a winner. Fast starting, Jamin. Keep an eye out for him. He'll be looking for a big night. Norik Bladorn is up next, the young German. Now, what a busy week he had in the Speedway of Nations, riding in the Speedway of Nations 2, of course, and representing the senior team as well. And Norik really is a fan favourite. He's quite a character when you chat to him, speaks brilliant English. Now, man to watch. It's no real surprise in Dan Bewley. What a week it is for Bewley. Former British, he is the champion, of course, the British champion. He's had a hat-trick as a win there. He's won the British Grand Prix, and that is this weekend, folks. And he's won the first sprint race this year. We've got the second sprint race on Friday afternoon. What a week it is for Dan Bewley. That's the Belle Vue Aces. We're looking forward to the evening. Let's get back down to Abbey.
Thank you, guys. Well, the world of Speedway was shocked and saddened to hear of the loss of one of its true guardians of this sport, Tony Steele, a revered referee and track commissioner. He worked tirelessly behind the scenes, both on the Grand Prix circuit and domestically here in the UK. His contribution to this sport is immeasurable, and we are showing our respects tonight, and of course offer our sincere condolences to his family and friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, some of you may or may not have heard the Speedway community was a legendary referee and FIA official, Tony Steele. Tony was here for Speedway of Nations in an FIA capacity, and also just recently refereed the British final. Tony sadly passed away and witnessed by all his friends and family and the whole of the Speedway world. We will now have a minute of silence, followed by a minute of applause.
Welcome back to National Speedway Stadium here in Manchester. Tonight's Belle Vue Aces versus the Kings Lynn Stars. It's a big week for Speedway in general because it's round 7 of the Grand Prix. We're heading to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff and coverage starts 4:30 on Eurosport 2. British Superbikes, it's round 8 for them and they are in Cadwell Park. That's the end of August. You can also see it on Eurosport 2. And for the World Endurance Championship, it's round 6 and they are in Austin, Texas from the 1st of September. But here at the National Speedway Stadium, it's time to get the action underway in Heat 1, and your commentary team tonight are Simon Stead and Calvin Tatum.
Thank you very much, Abby. Not too much longer to go before the opening race of the night. Must say that was a wonderfully observed minute of silence for Tony Steele. I've known Tony, I knew Tony for a long, long time. He was always in officialdom. He was a fabulous referee. And he worked for the FIM, he worked for the ACU, the Speedway Control Board. He was Speedway through and through. He was always somebody you can have a chat with. He was had a personality, had a sense of humour. Dreadfully sad to hear his passing. And I concur with everything that's been said. So all the very best to Tony. What a marvellous time he had in Speedway. Heat number 1 then. Riders making their way around to the start line. And quickly, while I'm on it, Chris Morton is undertaking an incredible challenge. He is riding from Cardiff to Wrocław, just 1,000 miles for the Ben Fund. What a challenge that is. I do wish him the very best of luck in his endeavours on his way across. He's going to need an awful lot of support, but what a challenge it is, and we wish him the very best of luck, and hopefully see him fairly worn out, I would suggest, by the time he gets to Wrocław. Right, heat number 1. Louis Kerr's waiting for heat number 2, but heat number 1, we've got some star-studded lineup here. Here we go then. Chris Harris will go from the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Norbert Bladorn in blue, gate number 2. Jan Kvek out of gate number 3 in white, and off the outside is Dan Bewley in red. On paper, Simon, tonight, the home team are favourites, but Chris Harris, a good guess. Charles Wright knows his place well. Could they pose a bit of a surprise?
I think Rob's covered his riders really well with the guests he's chosen. Heat 1, tasty looking lineup, that, really tasty.
Indeed it is. Norbert Bladorn is no slouch round here as well. Kings Lynn winning the coin toss with Scotty earlier on, and Christian Iverson having no hesitation, taking gates 1 and 3. Here we go. Action about to get underway. Green-light cross, wait for up. Pouring into the first corner. Harris is there. Here comes Bewley trying to get across. Didn't quite get there. Kvek was in his way. Bladorn coming through in the second place. Bewley hanging off the back of the bike. Long tracking down the back straight. But Chris Harris is out in front. Hugging the inside. Keep your eyes on Bewley because he's winding it up around the outside.
Taking plenty of roost now. Look, he's just come off the line and almost opened it up for Jan Kvek to side up the inside. But don't put in Harris under plenty of pressure. All queuing up behind him. It's all going on.
Plenty of water gone down on the track. It's been a very sunny afternoon. Bewley going into a different county now, but has actually gone to the back, and that is a bit of a shock to the system. But Chris Harris, what a start for him in heat number 1. He leads away going into the last lap. Really winding it on in second place with Jan Kvek, who has settled very nicely in British Speedway, hanging on to third place. If Bewley can't make a move in this last corner, this is going to be a really encouraging start from the start. What a start it is. The 4-2 heat advantage in the opening race of the night. Didn't see that coming, Simon, but nonetheless, strong racing from Kings Lynn there.
Yeah, good start from Chris off of gate 1, making that inside count in the early heat. Look, it was difficult. Track conditions are probably a little bit wetter than usual due to the unusual sunshine that we've had here in Manchester. Track preparations is good, I've got to say, but it's been difficult for anybody at the back.
Result for you of heat number 1, Harris out in front, 3 points for him. Bladorn back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for Jan Kvek, and Dan Bewley just missing out there in the first race. Got filled in pretty hard there. We'll watch this again. He tried to get across, but didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, he actually he does a lot of hard work there. He gets across Kvek, but they rub each other going into the corner. That opens it up for Chris, who's made a good start off the inside, and he's commanding the race from this position. There's a lot of excess water on the track at this moment in time, so Dan's gone really wide trying to get away from the spray, but unfortunately the outside's not come good yet. It's too wet, and that evened it up and allowed Chris to get a bit of a breathing space out of the front. Norwich doesn't really do Bewley any favours here either. He steams underneath him, a bit more shell flying into Bewley's goggles, but great start from Chris, and I think Rob will be really pleased with 4 points on the board in that first heat.
Encouraging start for the Kings Lynn Stars, who are the underdogs tonight. You can't deny that. It's a 4-2 in heat number 1. A strong start by them. Long way to go, of course. Heat number 2 riders emerging, and Antti Vulis is a rider that I am interested in. We've got young Jake Mulford out here, who Simon reliably tells me is a good grass track rider, making his way in the sport, and struggled a little bit here last time, but he'll be hoping for better this time out. Louis Kerr out here for the first time for the Kings Lynn Stars, having been very recently signed, and Anders Rowe. But Antti Vulis, I mean, there he is on screen now, red helmet colour. He's quite a character. He fell down the stairs the other day in his house. A little bit embarrassed about that, but he did fall down the stairs. He blamed it on the British carpet. I'm not so sure I go along with that. In Scandinavia, they have all those polished surfaces, don't they? Hard flooring, but he didn't seem to like that. But he did ride very well for Finland in the Speedway of Nations. Looking forward to seeing him here tonight.
choice of gates in. You'd like that inside run in the first few heats, Kelv. I think he'll want to take full advantage of that. He's got a trapper in Louis Kerr that's next to him, so yeah, should be a good first corner.
Antivulis off the inside in the red helmet colour. Louis Kerr alongside him in white. Gate number 2. Jake Mulford out of gate number 3 in blue. And Anders Rowe will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. 4 points to 2 to the Kings Lynn Stars after one race tonight. Gates 1 and 3 could just prove to be advantageous early on. You were dead right, Simon. There was quite a lot of water on the track. Made it hard work for that blast round the outside in the first race.
Yeah, that's a little bit in that first as well.
Second race of the evening. 3 nights on, we're underway. Into the first turn, it's tight. What a start that is from Louis Kerr. You nailed it again, Simon. You said he's a fast starter, so it's proved here. Brilliant move up the inside there. You're going into by Anders Rowe, coming through into third place. A real good plough coming into the turn number 4. And look at that from Rowe. Look at the front.
5-1 on the cards for Kings Lynn here. You would have thought it, but yeah, Louis super fast out of gate 2. And Anders looks like he's got into third. Flying, he's overtook both Belle Vue riders, absolutely flying and putting his teammate under pressure out in front.
Fabulous move from Anders Rowe, forcing his way through into second place. Fast starting Louis Kerr. Well, this is what things are made of. Kings Lynn, the underdogs coming into the night, they've had a really difficult time just to put 7 riders out. But here at the National Speedway Stadium in the first 2 races, 4-2 in the first one, and what about this? Massive 5-1. And heat number 2. Nobody expected this. Brilliant stuff from them. Got to say, Antivulis and Jake Mulford had the inside gates there, but didn't take advantage. And Louis Kerr out of gate number 2 absolutely flew away. What a race that was.
Yeah, flew out of gate 2. And I think, look, Louis had a large spell of time off the bike. You know, he picked up an injury. And I think Louis struggled to come back from that. It does take him a while. He's a confidence-based rider, and he'd been struggling a little bit early on when he first came back from injury, but that was super.
Louis Kerr out in front, 3 points for his new club. Brilliant stuff from him. Anders Rowe, stunning ride to come through in the second place, 2 points for him. Antivulis, 1 point in third place, and Jake Mulford misses out in heat number 2. Well, what a turn up for the books. Fabulous start by the Kings Lynn Stars. Let's just see it all again.
Look at that. Louis straight over the top of Vulis on the inside. Clamps him and clears off from there. That's so good when you're out in front like that, especially when there's a bit of excess water on the track. But didn't cause Anders Rowe any problems, did it? Really forceful. Stove under Jake Mulford in the early part of the race, and then did the same to Vulis going into that corner as well. So it was really forceful. And I've seen that this year. He's sort of moving. He's progressing as a rider. He looks more comfortable. He's more forceful. He's doing bits in Poland which are really bringing him on. I've been really impressed with Anders this year, and probably has been Kings Lynn's shining light, I would say.
Well, Antivulis really did feel it from Anders Rowe there. He got a couple of clouds from him, but nonetheless, what a start for the Kings Lynn Stars. Louis Kerr will be delighted with his opening ride this evening. And right now, it's 9 points to the Stars and 3 to the Aces after a couple of races. And all of a sudden, the Aces will be feeling well. Crikey, not what we were looking for from the first 2 races here this evening. Long way to go, but they're off to a really good start here tonight. So we're on board as well as we always are, and young Ben Cook from Australia will be carrying our camera. We'll be keeping an eye on him and hopefully pick up some really good shots. Good looking race this time in heat number 3.
Yeah, and a really strong pairing for Belle Vue. Jamin and Ben Cook fly, you know, around this place. I think Ben Cook's been taking a bit of Poland on board as well. He had a good shot with Lejno and grabbed that position with both hands, and has been really good over there, which has helped him over here as well. But 2 really capable riders for Belle Vue, and they're going to need to step it up, because obviously the scoreline is it at the moment. Like you said, Kelby's early doors, but it's time for them to turn the corner.
I want Kings Lynn to really get going here, because there's no doubt confidence. All of a sudden, they've got nothing to lose, Kings Lynn, and so far it's going their way. Heat number 3 then, Niels Christian Iversen goes from the inside with a white helmet colour. Alongside him in gate number 2 is young Ben Cook. We were on board with him in the blue helmet colour. Gate number 3 is Patrick Wadgelow. He's got the yellow helmet colour on. I like watching him. He's all exciting stuff. Very eye-catching rider. And off the outside is Jamin Lidsey, the fast-starting Australian. From the outside with the red helmet colour. Now, Belle Vue. Can they bounce back with this pairing? You fancy him, don't you, Simon?
Yeah, I do, but you know, Niels is a seasoned performer. He's got the choice gate off gate 1 here. He'll be wanting to take advantage of that, but it's really time that Belle Vue started to turn that screw a little bit. You know, heat 3, they're going to want to put 5 on the board here.
Indeed they will. Niels Christian Everson, the captain of the team. What a CV he's got. Very underrated rider, you know. Had some fabulous moments in Speedway. Here we go. Number 3. Great start. What a start from Cook. Fabulous out of gate number 2. Really working brilliantly well. He comes Lidsey around the outside, but Everson trying to resist that move. Does do so. Hangs on to second place. Lidsey gets filled in going into turn number 3. Cook's gone wide. Here comes Everson. He's charging him down now. The young Ben Cook out in front. He's a featherweight and he flies around the National Speedway Stadium.
Yeah, he does great start from gate 2 for Ben Cook. Niels has put him under a bit of pressure. Niels looks like he's got speed in that line. A bit disappointing from Lidsey coming off before, didn't quite make it across, but at least it's a heat advantage for Belle Vue, which is what they need.
Indeed it is. It's pretty spread out right now. Ben Cook just moving out a little bit, but every time he does that, he's coming off of turn number 4. Everson does actually close the gap, and he's keeping his honest, Everson. I've got to say that Lidsey is trailed off in third and Wadgelow out the back. This is a good ride from Ben Cook. He hits the front, wins the race. Nice ride from him. And Belle Vue just stemmed the tide after being really hit hard in the first couple of races with a heat advantage there. Handy 4-2 for the Aces, the home team. Not straightforward though. They're having to race really hard. Everson was giving it his all in second place. Mark Lemon will be pleased to see his team win a race for the first time tonight. But young Ben Cook there, that was good stuff from him.
Yeah, it was. Looked really comfortable out front. Like I said, I think his form abroad has been really good, and I think that's helped build his confidence. Some extra meetings. He rides obviously for Poole in the championship in Great Britain, and I don't think he was getting quite enough meetings, but I think Lesnar has helped.
Ben Cook out in front, 3 points for him. Nice ride. Niels Christian Everson charging in second place, 2 points. Jamin Lidsey just tailed off there a touch in third place, 1 point for him. And Patrick Wadgelow just misses out in heat number 3. Belle Vue closed the gap.
Yeah, look at this start from Ben Cook. A faultless start that. He streaks ahead going into the first corner. Made the race his own really from there. Lidsey tries to get round the outside of Niels Christian Everson, but he's wise to that. He's done too much of this to let anybody round the outside of him that easily. Closes the door and actually looks like he's got plenty of speed. He caught up with Ben Cook just there, and he's off the gas at that point. He's got plenty of speed, and I think he actually keeps Ben Cook honest for the race. I don't think there's too many negatives from that race for Niels Christian Everson, and if that's a sign of things to come, then he's going to be a challenge for any of the Belle Vue riders.
Yeah, he'll be a force to be reckoned with tonight. Everson, he looked pretty good there. Just momentarily, Cook just came off the line coming out of turn 4 in their first lap and spun up. No man's land there, a little bit greasy. And just had to put his head down and be a little more disciplined in the following laps. 4-2 though, 7 points for the home team, 11 for the visitors. Riders coming out for heat number 4. We'll see Charles Wright here. Now he's guesting for Nikolai Clint. Saw Nikolai Clint, he's here, still in a brace. He's very frustrated, Nikolai, because the vertebrae in his neck are not healing as quickly as he would like. Still on the sidelines, desperately wants to get back. But Charles Wright, of course, a former Belle Vue ace, former British champion at this track, and he's a brave rider. He'll be giving his very best. Rob Lyon there, team manager for Kings Lynn. He'll be pretty pleased with the way his team have gone about their work so far.
Yeah, 3 threes from now on in, isn't it?
That sounds easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does sound easy. But look, Anders off of gate 1, you know, plenty of positives from his first ride. He looked super quick and actually was off the gas for most of the race. Looked like he's got speed to burn. Charles, like you said, lots of meetings here. As real good performer on the Belle Vue track. So not an easy race for Belle Vue.
So here we go then. Brady Kurtz, who was stunning for Australia in the Speedway of Nations. Heat number 4, Anders Rowe. Superb in his first ride in heat number 2. He comes out here. He's on the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Gate number 2 in blue is Jake Malford looking for his first point of the night. Gate number 3 in wide is Charles Wright. He's a hard charger. And Brady Kurtz, the captain of the Belle Vue Aces, in his first ride this evening, goes from the outside in red. Now, Bewley found it tough. Can Brady Kurtz, a few races later, it does look like there could be a bit of a dirt line beginning to develop. Can he utilise it, Simon?
Yeah, I think he's going to need to. Gate 4 so far has not been a very good gate. We've only seen a few points off that, and that was Anders coming from the back. So he'll need to use the outside if he's getting out of it.
Here we go then, heat number 4, gates are up. Away we go. Anders Rose made a lovely start on the inside. Here comes Kurtz charging round. Tell you what, Kurtz, apart from that injury, Kurtz started the season like a house on fire, and he was on the sidelines, and he's come back as good as he was in the early stages of the season. He hits the front. Anders Rose going great guns in second place. Moulton is hanging on, but here comes Charles Wright. Wright's pushing really hard. Oh, the door slammed shut there going into turn number 3. Kurtz is looking good out in front. Anders Rose back in second place.
Yeah, Kurtz checked out. What a start from gate 4. Nobody else has managed to do that. Charles Wright, unfortunately, for Kings Lynn's tail off at the back. Another good ride for Anders Rowe in second. It looks really, really good. But yeah, look at third. He's in a different postcode now. Really coming of age this year.
It really is. Brady Kurtz has got the challenge, the Grand Prix challenge, in part of it too in the early part of October. Could he be a Grand Prix rider next year? Certainly riding like one. Brilliant ride from Kurtz. Fabulous first corner. Anders Rose picked up another second place. Only dropped a point to an opponent once in his first 2 rides. Good start for him. And another heat advantage to the Aces. The Aces are fighting back here. Just 2 points in it now after 4 races. Charles Wright will be disappointed failing to score there. But Brady Kurtz, once again, showing some really, really dynamic moves there. As I say, I think he is in the form of his life right now, the Australian. Can't be too much longer before we see him in the Grand Prix Series, surely. Here's the result of heat number 4. Brady Kurtz out in front, 3 points for him. Anders Rowe back in second place, 2 points. Jake Mulford picks up his first point of the evening with 1 in third place. And Charles Wright, guesting for Kings Lynn Stars, misses out in heat number 4. Here we go again.
Yes, look. Oh, we've got heat 2 here, Kel, but here we go. We've got...
That's the right one there.
Here we
Brilliant.
go. Oh, here we go. Brady Kurtz, superstar. Nobody's managed to do that off of gate 4 so far tonight, but that was a really good start. Got across Charles, commanded that first corner, and then checked out. He really did look good, continuing his form. He's been in super form this season. Little break in the middle of the season for an injury, but he's come back and he's on super form. And like you said, Kel, looks everything that a Grand Prix rider needs to look.
Can't be far away. Really can't be. It's not easy.
I'd love to see it.
Australian, yeah, I think a lot of people
he's
would.
ready.
I think a lot of people. So Brady Kurtz winning heat number 4 in fine style, and looking good. Just 2 points between the sides right now. 11 points to the home team and 13 to the Kings Lynn Stars. Right, let's get down to Abbey.
Kel, thank you. Well, Brady Kurtz flying around this National Speedway Stadium, as he did at the Speedway of Nations as well for Team Australia. The hashtag tonight is Belkin. So any questions you've got for any of the guys in commentary or Scott Nichols, tend to ask them later on in the programme, but start tweeting away now. Use that hashtag Belkin, and we'll see you after this. Welcome back to the National Speedway Stadium, where the Belle Vue Aces host the Kings Lynn Stars. The Stars got off to a great start, but Belle Vue Aces has brought back just 2 points in it after 4 heats, 11-13. And Scotty Nichols is out on the track. He's at turn 1. Scotty, what have you got for us?
Dayton, Kels, Kings Lynn did get off to a great start. Hopefully now they're Belle Vue boys, or not hopefully, but for them, their track knowledge is going to come into play. You can see down where I am now, it's a little bit drier, but the dirt line is starting to come. Our cameraman can see here, it's like a distinct ridge right here. You can see it follows all the way around. So Brady Kurtz in that last race didn't need to go any wider than this. All the grippers here. There is actually some loose, soft stuff down the inside, so all the boys are down low, but that race line will move out, as Kel said it in his track report earlier. But if I come right up here, there's almost kind of not really much here. The dirt will build out later, but right up here where Dan Bewley tried to go early on in race 1, there was just nothing up here. He was going so far, so much further than the boys down there. But he did say it was a little bit too wet, but sometimes a wet track at the beginning does develop into a great racetrack as the night goes on. So hopefully you're looking for some great racing tonight, but there's some more great racing tonight with Dave Rowe at Birmingham.
Well, a rather protracted meeting so far. Only 3 races completed at Perrybarrow. A number of first bend incidents, although no damage done. We saw Victor Lampard, the impressive winner of Heat 1, with Frederick Lindgren third and Max Frick at the back in that race as Birmingham took a 4-2. Couple of shared heats since then. This is Drew Kemp in white 4. Leicester making a guest appearance for the Lions, battling to fend off Michael Palm-Toth. They got quite close there on the second lap, but Kemp came through with the victory, and Sam Masters took heat number 3. We've had 3 gone here. It's Birmingham 10, Leicester 8.
Thanks, Dave. Let's continue with the action here at the National Speedway Stadium then. Heat 5, Calv and Steady.
Thank you very much. 2 points in it. Belle Vue were battled back after a terrific start by the Kings Lynn Stars. Everybody's settled down now. They've had a ride. And the pre-meeting nerves are out of the way. Track developing. Interesting to see what Scotty was pointing out there. They have used the Wonder Wheel again and just fluffed it up a bit, haven't they, just in this small break. Interesting to see how that changes the dynamic of the track. We've got young Ben Cook out here again for his second ride. Stunning opening ride. Lidsey was back in third. Didn't look like he had the speed he was looking for. Maybe a little bit of a change there. But they're coming up against Kvek and Harris. Interesting pairing for the Kings Lynn Stars.
Yeah, good pairing, I think, Kelv. You know, obviously Chris got off to a really good start off gate 1. Gate 2's looked actually really good so far tonight as well, so Chris will be looking to replicate what he did in heat 1. So yeah, tasty one again.
Eamon Lidsey goes from the inside in red. Chris Harris out of gate number 2 in yellow. Gate number 3 in blue is Ben Cook, and off the outside in white is Jan Kvek. Kvek has settled well. Sometimes riders from the Europe take a little bit of time, but Kvek has got going straight away. Good news for the Kings Lynn Stars.
Yeah, showing his class, hasn't he? Really impressed me. That the debut on live on Eurosport really impressed me. He took to it really well, and everywhere he's gone, you know, at Sheffield, tough place to come. A ride, got into it, and really excelled, and has looked really good. And I've kept an eye on his scores, and yeah, it's been a real good signing for Kings Lynn. I was really pleased for him.
Fair play to him. So, a couple of points in it right now. Heat number 5. Chris Harris was a winner first time out. Harris is an incredible man. He just bounces. Even though he's getting on a bit, he still gets up, dusts himself down, and comes out fighting again. Brilliant stuff. Guesting here tonight for the Stars. Winner of heat number 1 of course. Heat number 5. Here we go. Premiership Speedway of Eurosport. Rory into the first corner. Lidsey's made it. He hugs the inside. Oh, how much grip was there? Charges round that first corner. Here comes Kvek. Kvek's come through nicely in the second place. Harris is hanging on. They're in third. But keep your eyes on Ben Cook. Ben Cook's now out of it. Harris has come up the inside now. Kvek is going to have to close the door.
Does well holding him off there. That was really good. Shut that door. Harris has obviously got seconds. And Lidsey found a real turn of speed. He looks completely different rider to his first heat. Ben Cook put in Jan Kvek under pressure.
Indeed he is. He's now roaring around the outside of Kvek. But Lidsey certainly must have made a few tweaks. Here comes Cook. Brilliant stuff from Cook. Crowd loving it. But look at that from Kvek. He's not giving it up lightly. Cook had to work hard for that. Now he slams the door shut. And once again the aces are bouncing back here. Lidsey looks superb out in front that time. Tailed off in his first ride. But what a turnaround of events that is. Lidsey absolutely roared away out in front. And Ben Cook only finished third, but what a vital point it was. And now it's all square. We've got 15 points apiece. Jan Kvek will be a little frustrated there. Just rode a bit conservative there, just to not block the move from Cook. Did nicely early doors, but Cook generated the speed. And as a consequence of that 4-2, it's all level here in the National Speedway Stadium. Mark Lemon, stoic, I would suggest right now, is the result. Heat number 5, Jamin Lidsey stunning out in front. 3 points for him. He was like a rocket ship out in front. Harris coming through in second place. Ben Cook, a handy ride by him, coming through in third. And Jan Kvek This is out in heat number 5. Good speedway here once again.
Yeah, really good speedway. And Ben Cook had to work hard for that. That's not easy by any stretch when the track's just been done. But look, they'd just been out with the grader. They'd made some more material on that outside, giving him a little bit of something to work with. And obviously, Jan got caught short. Didn't really realise that there was so much material out wide. And away he went. Jankovic got caught short on the inside. Ben got a real open track for it, so he wasn't catching any roost. He was committing to the outside and cleaned off. Look, watching the start here, super start from Jamin Lindsay. Rode a real clever first corner right round the inside while there was a bit of soft material, like Scotty said, and then cleared off into the distance. Must have made some changes because he looked a completely different rider that time out.
Setup so important these days for the bikes. Ben Cook there just winding it on around the outside, mid-track. That's exactly where Scott was, you know. Worked a treat for him. Quebec nearly got back there, but just didn't move out early enough. And Belle Vue are square now. 3 consecutive 4-2s, and they're right back in the fight here for the league points. They want to finish top. You finish top before the playoffs, and then you have the choice of opposition. You can choose where you want to race. Quite important that if you want to make the final. So there we go. And number 6 will see Dan Bewley for the second time. Now Bewley will want to bounce back here. Didn't like that first race, did he? He was trying around the outside, but it didn't work out for him. Charles Wright failed to score. He's out here for the second time. Not ideal when you don't score in your first ride, is it?
No, but we saw what Dan Bewley can do in the Speedway Nations, didn't we, Kel? Like, won't have phased him. I think he just got caught out a little bit early on, a little bit too much water on there for him to be able to do anything. Got covered in shale, was eating it, couldn't quite get over the top of the guy in front of him, so it was just getting filled in. But I don't think that'll phase him. I think he will have put that right, and away we go. Watch him go now.
Very laid-back character, doesn't seem to panic at all.
Yeah.
Two poor opening rides in the Speedway of Nations.
What a recovery.
Heat number 6 then, Charles Wright goes from the inside in white. Dan Bewley out of gate number 2 in red. Louis Kerr out of gate number 3 in yellow. And off the outside is Norik Bladorn in blue. Yeah, it was a remarkable turnaround of form for Bewley. A lot of riders would have started panicking in such a big event. Not Bewley, change of equipment. Then he hits the front, fantastic performance. What a night it was for Team Great Britain. We see young Tate Zisk there. Good to see him on the recovery, you know. That was a nasty accident he had here. And he's back and beginning to heal up nicely. Charles Wright there. He'll be looking for more now, Charles Wright. Disappointing opening ride for him.
Yeah, looked short of speed, Kel.
Yeah, he did. I'm not so sure. He might have changed his bike. It looks clean.
Yeah.
May well have
changed. You might be right.
Yeah, may well have changed to his second bike here. Here we go. Heat number 6, 15 points all. Race are up. We're underway. We're in the first turn. Look at that from the outside from Bladorn, looking good. Comes charging around the outside, Charles Wright. Oh, look at Bewley. Bewley winding it on. Such an eye-catching rider. Look at that. First working now. Belle Vue in the front. All of a sudden, after the first couple of races, the Belle Vue 8s are really beginning to wind it on them. Bewley looks $1 million out in front.
Yeah, that's the difference. He just made a little tweak to his setup, I would imagine. Bit of fresh air, tracks just come to him. Then he looked good out front, Kel. So composed, so good in those corners. Carries so much speed round with him, and he's just superb. Looks full of confidence going into the Grand Prix of the weekend.
Big week for Dan Bewley, of course. British Grand Prix on Saturday night, sprint race on Friday afternoon. Don't miss it. Fabulous Speedway in the Principality. But we've got fabulous Speedway here in the National Speedway Stadium. And Dan Bewley winning in style there. And Belle Vue hit the front here this evening for the first time. They move on to 20 points, 16 to the Kings Lynn Stars. Dan Bewley, as you rightly say, Bladorn got away nicely. But Bewley round the outside, very eye-catching indeed. And all of a sudden, they flex their muscles. They really are on the roll. 3-4-2s followed by 5-1. And heat number 6. Super Speedway. Home fans, they're a bit more relaxed now, aren't they? Because it was a bit of a surprise at the beginning after the first couple of races. But a 4-point lead at the completion of heat number 6. The result of heat number 6 for you. Dan Bewley out in front. His first points of the night, 3 for him. Norik Bladorn back in second place, 2 points. Charles Wright, 1 point in third, and Louis Kerr misses out heat number 6. But just a pleasure to watch Bewley at work here this time.
Yeah, watching from the start, it's actually Bladorn who makes such a good start off gate 4. Dan's made a pretty good start, but he moves out wide, and that gives Charles the chance of a run round the inside. But Bewley, look at him, commits to that outside early on, moves out there like he tried to do in heat 1. Didn't quite have the grip then, but he has now. And look, he just carried that momentum. Norik had a little look over his shoulder, knew where Dan was coming from, carried all that speed into the third and fourth, and then looked majestic from then on in.
He did indeed. First 5-1 for the home team, the Belle Vue Aces. Right, while we've got a moment, let's get down to Abbey.
Cal, thank you. Mark, got to be happy with that because Kings Lynn, they just put in a hard start, but it's coming good for you guys now.
Yeah, you can't always read too much into the first 4 heats. Track needs to settle down a little bit, and obviously our boys got it pretty dialed in now. But yeah, it's a tough start, but you expect that in the Premiership.
You were walking back to the pits with Dan Bewley. What were you saying?
Well, obviously, clear that was a much better ride from Dan. Not that Dan did anything particularly wrong in the first one. Obviously, the track being a little bit wet, a little wetter than we would have liked. So yeah, just made life a little bit easier for him. But he had the bit between his teeth, definitely.
He absolutely did. The whole team looks at it now as well. With Brady was so strong in that last heat.
Brady's been strong all year. In all fairness, where Sheffield League he's been riding exceptionally well. But he rides this place probably a little bit better than most, but he's certainly pretty brave and quite entertaining at the best.
Lemo, thank you. Let's head back to Calv and Steady.
Thanks very much, Abby. Heat number 7. Line up for you. Brady Kurtz is on the inside in the red helmet colour. What a stunning ride from him first time out. Niels Christian Everson, gate number 2 in white. Antti Vuelis, gate number 3 in blue, and off the outside in yellow, Patrick Wodgelow. Now, Kings Lynn have got to stem the tide now. All of a sudden, the Aces have really hit their stride in the last 4 races. Can Everson and Wodgelow do anything about it? They need to, don't they? Because the Aces look very threatening now.
Yeah, need a better performance from Wodgelow this time out. He struggled in his first heat. Obviously, Brady was superb out front in his first heat. Good start from Niels. He looked pretty quick. We'll need some improvement from Vuelis in off gate 3 because he was pretty average in his first one, but I'm sure he's made some changes.
Just getting over falling down the stairs, I think.
It's that carpet.
Yeah, it is that carpet. Here we go then. Number 7. 20 points to 16. Saves are up. Kurtz has made a lovely start on the inside. Red lights are on. Ooh. Red lights are on. The referee Chris Gay has put the red lights on. Maybe a bit of movement there. I wasn't actually looking. I was just fixated on Kurtz. Ordinarily, there might have been a little bit of movement there. We'll watch it again. Didn't seem to be too much wrong with it.
I didn't see a great deal wrong with that.
These days, you've got to be absolutely stock still. Mate, a bit of movement on the inside of Kurtz. Kurtz gets a warning. Yeah, Ron Shaw, the start marshal, just making him aware of that. Good man, Ron Shaw, been around a long time, does a good job. Right, you see it there. Marginal, wow, marginal.
Yeah.
But possibly gained an advantage, and that's why the red lights have come on, and we come back round to the start line straight away. Pleased that we haven't had a pit stop. Don't like to see that. Anyway, bit of digging going around, slight delay. But an important race for the Kings Lynn Stars, Simon, because they really do need to keep this. A 3-all will be handy. Right, line up quickly. Brady Kurtz on the inside in red. Niels Christian Everson, gate number 2 in white. Antti Vuelis, gate number 3 in blue. And off the outside is Patrick Wodgelow. Important race for Kings Lynn Stars. They've got to get a 3-all as a minimum, I would suggest.
Yeah, I think Rob would be pretty happy with a 3-all out of this one at this stage, and then going into Heat 8, actually, where actually I think Kings Lynn looked really good in Heat 8. So if they can stem the tide a little bit, 3-all in this one keeps the meeting alive for them.
Indeed it does. Settling down nicely. The Belle Vue Aces, favourites coming in tonight. They'll want the points. They want to go to the top of the chart. Here we go. Away. To the first turn, it's tight. Kurtz has got there. There's a lot of grip on the inside. Look how he's utilised that. Fabulous. And look at Bulis. Bulis has come up the inside of Everson. Everson has responded. Roaring around the middle of the track now. There's a lot of grip there. And he's got back to second place. At the back, unfortunately, that's no good for Wodgelow. Wodgelow not having the night he wants. Kurtz looks fabulous, just like Bewley. Hangs off the back of the bike. Look at him carry the speed through the corners. This big track in there in Manchester, you can do that. You are mighty quick.
I want him to miss a start, Kelm. I want to see what he's got from behind, but superb out front. Looks really good. Neil's fought off that early pressure and got into second, but they would have wanted more than a 4-2 in this one. Wodgelow tailed off at the back. He's not having the best night. We're going to need to see a lot of improvement from him if Kingston are going to get anything out of it tonight.
So another heat advantage on the cards here. One last turn to go. Kurtz is going to remain unbeaten. What a start to the night. The captain's had it. Fabulous out in front. Everson coming through with a solid second place. And Antivulis picks up a handy point back in third place. So they stretch away. 6 points up now. Of course, they're moving into tax sub territory. Can't do it in the next one. But if it remains the same going into heat 9, Rob Lyon might look at his programme hard. Mark Lemon won't have to do quite as much work. He'll be satisfied with the way his team have bounced back here. They were 6 points down after 2 races, after 7, and now 6 points up. Big turnaround for the home team, 24 points to 18, going along very nicely now. Now, the result of heat number 7, Kurtz out in front, 3 points for him. He moves on to 6 in total from 2 rides, unbeaten. Niels Christian Everson, he picks up another second place, 2 points for him. Antivulis back in third place, 1 point. Patrick Wodgelow, now, he didn't score there, but I can smell a burning clutch there. I just wonder whether he had a problem. Although he got away reasonably well there.
He did. Niels actually doesn't do any favours in the first corner. He drifts out from gate 2, covers the middle of the track, but that just meant his teammate was hopping a load of roost from the outside because he doesn't quite do enough to get all the way across. You watch there, just gets caught in the deep stuff. Load of material on the outside now. Cops for a load of that. Gives Antivulis an opportunity around the inside, which he takes and squeezes Niels Christian Everson, not quite enough to secure second.
So there we are. Super ride once again from Kurtz, and all of a sudden the Belle Vue Aces are in total command. Good stuff. Right, Abby, are you down there?
I am, and I'm going to try and get a word with Brady if he doesn't mind, because, yeah, man of the moment, putting in a captain performance. Brady looking so good out there.
Yeah, it's always nice here when you're in front, and 2 good starts so far. So, yeah, hopefully a couple more and a few more heat wins would be good.
Calvin in commentary was just saying, you know, flying at the start of the season, you obviously had that recurring injury that came back, but you've just picked off at it exactly, and picked up where you left off. It doesn't look like that injury is showing any kind of hampering your style.
No, it's been all right. I think I was a bit concerned at the time, but yeah, I worked hard to get back to full fitness, and yeah, things have been going really well.
Hey, look it. Brady, thank you. Well, the hashtag, if any questions for Brady or any of the guys here tonight, Scotty Nichols as well, it is Belkin, and we'll see you after this. Well, the home side have turned on the style. They were trailing by 6 points after 2 heats, but they now lead by 6 points after 7 heats. Current score 24-18. Before we resume the action here at the National Speedway Stadium, for all you cycling fans, loads of cycling coming up across the network. It includes the women's cycling, the Tour de France, Femmes Stage 2 tomorrow. It's actually a double stage day, because at 8:30 it's Stage 2, Stage 3 will be taking place at 2:30 in the afternoon, live on Eurosport 1. The Tour of Denmark, Stage 1 for them on Wednesday at 3:30, also Eurosport 1. And then the Grand Tour, the final one of the year, Cycling La Vuelta, their first stage is Saturday at 4:30. Let's get the latest then from Perry Barr now with Dave Rowe.
Where there's nothing to choose between the Birmingham Brummies and the Leicester Lions. A really close contest here. Birmingham took the lead with a 4-2 in Heat 1, and Leicester have levelled things up with a 4-2 in Heat 7. 3 threes all the way apart from that. Here's the best race so far round the outside. Super move here by Ryan Douglas in white in heat 4 to go round Tom Brennan and Leon Flint. Douglas who rides this track really well, and he is unbeaten. Leicester have been having plenty of heat wins. They've had 5 of the 7 so far, but the big advantages are yet to come. We are all square here with 7 gone. It's 21 points apiece.
Heat 8, and Mark Lemon just had a word there with Norwich Burdorm. It's the halfway point on the meeting, and Kings Lynn need to answer back, Calv, don't they?
Indeed they do, Abby, you're dead right. Big heat number 8. Simon was saying that just before we went to the break. Heat number 8 is going to be crucial for the visitors. They've got Chris Harris and Anders Rowe, both going well this evening. Can they do anything about Norwich Burdorm and Jake Mulford here? They need to. They've just slipped behind now. We see Anders Rowe just coming out on track. He's been riding well tonight, Anders Rowe, hasn't he? Chris Harris also in the points.
Yeah, he's been riding well all season, Kelv, doing really, really well. I've been keeping an eye on him. His scores on the continent as well, getting an opportunity in Poland for Torren, and actually really holding his own. Really impressed me over there. So, look, somebody obviously with the job that we're doing, we're keeping an eye on these sort of riders. Great to see that they're making progress, not just here, but on the continent as well. So, yeah, and Bomber just keeps doing it, doesn't he?
Heat number 8 then, Jake Mulford off the inside in the blue helmet colour. Alongside him in gate number 2, Anders Rowe with the yellow helmet colour on. Norwich Burdorm, gate number 3 in red. And Chris Harris off the outside in white. You're dead right about Harris. Harris is a remarkable character. He rides near enough every day of the week. He's here, there and he's everywhere. He's riding in Sweden this year as well. He gets bookings and he always gives it his very best.
The schedule was unbelievable. Sheffield Thursday, Edinburgh Friday, Plymouth Saturday.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to get tired. He's running around before the meeting as well. It's all sort of like flat out when he gets here as well. And it's flat out on track as well. Fair play to Chris Harris, who retains all the enthusiasm of a teenager. Great to see. Here we go then. Heat number 8. Kings Lynn Stars need a result. They really do. One-way traffic lately to the Belle Vue races. Heat number 8. Here we go. Underway. Rhodes made a lovely start out of gate 2. Norwich Burdorm's in the middle of the track. Harris coming around the outside as well. He slips into 3rd. And look out for Burdorm. Burdorm's handy round here. He knows how to get round the National Speedway Stadium. And the young German fires himself to the front. What a ride that is. Harris now coming around the inside. Oh, he's got a lot of grip there. Harris has gone from 3rd to 1st. What a corner that is. Burdorm trying to come back at him, but Harris has wound it on. Can he get Rowe up into 2nd place? Stunning speedway here in heat number 8.
How did he do that? Unbelievable. Normally see Bomber flying around the outside. This time he chose to go right up the inside on that soft piece of material that Scotty said in his track review earlier. And Anderson's not finished here. He's putting serious pressure under Norwich, and he's got up the inside of him at this point.
What a race it is. Burdorm now just about getting his nose in front. He comes back into 2nd place.
Anderson's coming.
Here we go. What a ride from Rowe. Coming out of the last corner. A huge 5-1 for Kings Lynn, and they're right back in it. Well, they did not read the script for tonight. Best race of the night.
Sensational from both the Kings Lynn riders.
Absolutely,
that was stunning.
Super speedway. Anders Rowe riding out of his skin there to steal 2nd place away. More importantly, it was a 5-1. Stuns the crowd. They don't quite know what to think of that. But I know what I think. That was proper speedway there in heat number 8.
Top draw, Kelv.
Top draw stuff indeed. 2 points in it now. Result of heat number 8. What a race it was. Harris out in front. Another stunning performance. What a first corner it was from Harris. Can't wait to see it again. 3 points for him. Anders Rowe never threw the towel in. He came charging into 2nd place. 2 points for him. And Burdorm back in 3rd. What a race that was. And Mulford just misses out. This is a smashing race. Take us through it, Simon.
Really good start from Anders off of gate 2. Clamps it onto the inside and rides a really good race. Bomber's gone for the outside switch here and looks really good, but Anders has not quite gone wide enough and gives Norwich a real run on turns 3 and 4 to get round the outside. Doesn't quite cover it, and away he goes on here. And Wait for this corner from Chris Harris, right up the inside, knocks off the gas early, turns it back on that soft material, right around the inside, goes from third to first in one corner. Absolutely stunning. And then Anders never gives up and gets himself into second. Superb from both of them.
Fabulous speedway, and it really was something to behold there. Harris was superb there, you're right, Simon. That was terrific speedway. And Anders ROWE coming through into second place as they charged to the checkered flag on the final lap. Gave the Kings Lynn Stars the 5-1 they desperately were looking for. What a moment it was. And let's get some reaction. Abby's down there working for us. Where are you, Abby?
Well, the reaction, Cal, from Rob Lyon, as I was watching you come away with Chris Harris, was a big smile. We just watched the replay of Chris. Went from third to first in one corner. He's such a solid guest, isn't he?
Yeah, he just caught that piece on the inside on the first corner and, yeah, took advantage of it, and it worked for him, didn't it? So, yeah, good result.
And Anders ROWE, really solid as well this evening.
Yeah, Anders is slowly but surely, you know, gaining in confidence every week, and he's obviously getting meetings in Poland now, and that's helping him. And you're seeing the sort of the evidence of that, and yeah, superb.
Just 2 points in it.
Yeah, we've got to keep going, and I'm just pleased with the boys. They're all fighting hard, which is the main thing, and we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, Nils earlier spoke to Scotty and just said it's good to have 7 riders out here.
It is, yeah. I mean, I can't remember the last time we had 7. So yes, it is nice. It's refreshing to have 7, and makes the job a little easier.
Rob, keep it going. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Abby. You've got to love Rob Lyon. So calm. Unbelievable. We're all excited here.
Great team manager, Kel. Rate him a lot. Yeah, worked with him, both for Great Britain and under him at Kings Lynn. Really, really great guy. Speedway passion, and a very, very good team manager.
Heat number 9, the line-up for you. Ben Cook on the inside in the blue helmet colour. Charles Wright alongside him. Gate number 2 in white. Gate number 3 in red is Jamin Lidsey. And Louis Kerr off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Can Kings Lynn keep it going? Charles Wright looked a little better last time. Change of equipment certainly helped. But Lidsey and Cook, a strong pairing for the Belle Vue Aces this time.
Well, Mark Lemon will be demanding an instant turnaround here, a 5-1 to bounce things back and get that heat advantage, putting them back in front. So important race here, really solid lineup for Belle Vue.
Indeed. Kings Lynn must have heard me. I was talking about a tag sub coming up in Heat 9. They must have heard me. A big 5-1 in Heat 8. All of a sudden, that's ancient history. Heat number 9, 2 points in it. Here we go. Gates are up. Into the first turn. Ben Cook's made a lovely start. Charles Wright is elected to go very, very wide. Will it work out? Hasn't done so far. Lidsey's come through in the second place. A 5-1 on the cars of the home team here. We said they needed a bounce back. They are doing so. Charles Wright trying to get up the inside. Lidsey slams the door shut. Good move by him. Louis Kerr is at the back. But Ben Cook once again looking terrific out in front. Flying away, and Lidsey has done the business to come through in the second place. Good speedway from the Aces.
Yeah, can't see anything changing from now on in. Belle Vue boys flying out in front. Charles put them under a bit of pressure early on, but not quite at the races. We expect Charles to be out around here. 12 days off before this fixture. Might just be taking a while to get himself back up to speed, but no such trouble for the Belle Vue boys out front.
No, one last blast now. The perfect response from Mark Lemon, the team manager of the Aces. He said he was going to demand a response, and he gets it. Brilliant stuff. Cook sharp away from the tapes. Lidsey doing the business early doors to get the better of Charles Wright. Disappointment for Louis Kerr. Looked really good in his first ride, but it's been tough going since then. And he's gone straight back to the pit gate, but the Aces just restore a little bit of calm, because after that heat number 8 and the big 5-1 to the Kings Lynn Stars shocked the home crowd. This time around they're on their feet, the boys are being applauded back, and that was perfect response to what happened in heat number 8. The result of heat number 9, Ben Cook out in front, 3 points for him. Jamin Lidsey back in second place, 2 points. Charles Wright, 1 for third, and Louis Kerr misses out in heat number 9. Well, you can't ask for more as a team manager, and you know exactly what that's all about.
Yeah, look, really strong pairing. Charles had a little look over his right shoulder there going into the first corner. Thought Lidsey was on the outside. Thought he'd covered himself, but his bike looks a little bit lazy. It's not quite getting out of the corner for him. Looks not quite fast enough, Charles, not got the speed. And yeah, Jamin didn't need a second invitation there. We're watching the start again. Super start from Ben Cook. Good start from Charles initially, but opts to go wide and doesn't quite have the speed coming off the corner. Jamin nips up the inside, really quick into turn 3, and then the Belle Vue boys commanded the race from there. Really good riding from them. Unfortunately for Louis, he was tailed off at the back. Perhaps with the way that Anders is going, that might be the last we see of him tonight.
Quite possibly. I am hearing they're going to make a change, Kings Lynn, in the next race. Anders Rowe is having a fabulous night. He comes in to replace the Polish rider Patrick Wojolo. Wojolo has found points hard to come by this evening. I've got to say Anders Rowe has been in the points every time. A couple of paid wins and a second place. So he's going along nicely. He's alongside his captain here, Niels Christian Iversen, up against Bewley and Bladorn. It doesn't get any easier for the Kings Lynn Stars. Bewley looks stunning second time out with a fabulous ride around the outside. But can Anders Rowe and Niels Christian Iversen battle their way back? They're 6 points down.
The right move, in my opinion, from Rob Lyon there, bringing in Anders, who's looked really, really good, in for Patrick, who's struggled so far this evening. Obviously, Anders can take a maximum of 7 rides throughout the course of the evening. However, Rob sees that fit, as long as every rider's taken their three rides. So, yeah, good move from Rob, I'd say.
Line up for heat number 10. Norik Bladorn will go from the inside in blue. The tactical substitute, Anders Rowe. Gate number 2 in yellow. He's having a great night. Extra ride for him right now. Dan Bewley's alongside him in gate number 3 in red. And Niels Christian Iversen goes from the outside in the white helmet colour. I fancy Bewley here. Bladorn's going well alongside him as well. Good pairing, Norik Bladorn and Bewley. Young pairing as well. Anders Rowe, as you say, is having a strong season. Doing very nicely indeed. Riding well for the Kings Lynn Stars this evening. Can they do it? Bewley's a hard man to beat when he gets his bit between his teeth, though.
Especially the track's coming to him now, Kel. That outside line that we've spoken about is really come to him. Nobody uses that better. Dan and Brady in particular use that racing line better than anybody around here.
Indeed they do. That's why the fans flock here every week to watch it. Can that man, Iversen, can he do anything from the outside gate? Shown some good speed. He's had a couple of strong second places. Hasn't quite got his nose in front tonight. Can he do it from gate 4 this time? Heat number 10. Taken up. We're underway. Belle Vue boys are thrown away. Fabulous. Iversen chopping back to the inside. Keep your eyes on Iversen. Oh, what a move that is. 3 abreast and about. Bewley was just stunning once again. There couldn't have been a lot of racing room there. He just wound it on. Bladorn's come back in the second place. Iversen's in the thick of the action. Fabulous speedway in the National Speedway Stadium again. Iversen round the outside of the young German into second place. But Bewley, once again, a stunning move on the back straight.
What a first lap that was. 3 abreast down the back straight. Still throw a blanket over all of them. Norik's not quite finished. Niels is throwing everything at him.
Here we go again. Iversen just about getting the better of Bladorn there. Bladorn rode nicely round the inside. We're into the last lap. Bewley's looking good. Got to say, Anders Rowe's pulled up at the back. Sorry, Simon. There's only half a lap to go. And Iversen, as hard as he's tried here, he just can't quite get to the front. It's another 4-2. And the move by Rob Lyon there just didn't quite work out with Anders Rowe. Clearly having some sort of issue, and he's pulled up on the centre green. Stunning move by Bewley down the back straight. How about that? It's Grand Prix week. You've got a Grand Prix at the weekend, son. And he's riding out of his skin. He only knows one way.
Yeah, he does. 3 abreast down the back straight. What a first lap that was. And then the rest of the race, Niels Christian Iversen and Norik Bladorn throwing everything at each other, swap places numerous times. This track just always produces, doesn't it? Always guaranteed a great meeting here. Stunning.
Heat number 10, it was a stunning race by Dan Bewley. 3 points for him. Niels Christian Iversen back in second place. 2 points. Norik Bladorn back in third. 1 point for him. And Anders Rowe did not finish in heat number 10. It's an 8-point lead now. The Belle Vue Aces are in charge.
Yeah, good start from the Belle Vue boys, but look at his first corner from Niels. chopped straight from to the inside from gate 4. Wins the drag race down the back straight with Norwick, switches to the outside. Norwick's got plenty of speed on the inside and gets back into second. And they swap places like that all race. Really strong ride from there. I think Niels has actually got some good speed in his bike. We're talking about Dan Bewley here, who's checked out, but the rest of them, he looks on the pace with. So really good first corner. Knows he's not made it from 4. Intelligent ride that from Niels Christian Iversen.
Indeed it was. Bewley there, fabulous around the outside. As you say, it was a race-long battle between Iversen and Bladorn. Bladorn really making Iversen, the veteran, work overtime there. He'll be having to take a deep breath at the end of that one, but he did manage to hold on. But it's an 8-point lead to the Belle Vue Aces, and after a disappointing opening ride, Bewley has come back with 2 stunning performances there, and he's unbeaten in his last 2. And along licing now the home team. Mark Lemon will be pleased with his team's performance, the way they have resisted and the way they've shown some character. You know, after the first 2 races, they went 6 points down. They then turned it around. Then all of a sudden, after heat number 8, they bounced back with a 5-1 in heat number 9. That's what you want to see from your team.
Yeah, I think. Look, I don't think they were particularly panicking. I think gate positions, the choice of gate positions early on will have had some bearing on those points scored early on. I think obviously Kings Lynn had the choice of gates and picked 1 and 3 and took advantage of that early on. And I think whilst the track was wet and a little bit overwatered, then they took advantage of that position. Unfortunately, when the gates have turned and the riders have settled in a little bit more, the racetracks come good, their riders have excelled.
You line up for heat number 11. Jankovic will go from the inside. He's looking for more points, Jankovic. He's not had a great night so far. He's in the white helmet colour. Gate number 2 in red is Brady Kurtz. He's unbeaten. He's having a fabulous night. Tell you what, Chris Harris is having a great night as well. He's coming out of gate number 3 in yellow, and off the outside, the young Finnish rider, Antti Vulis, in blue, has picked up a couple of 3rd places, and they've been handy 3rd places because they've contributed to 4-2s. Can Quebec do anything from the inside here? It won't be easy. Brady Kurtz is looking in the mood tonight.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what Brady does off gate 2 here, Kel, but there's obviously that soft bit of dirt around the inside, whether he's going to try and clamp it over Jankovic and go around the inside on gates on turns 1 and 2. But that gives obviously Harris a big opportunity to blast around the outside, which, you know, he's not scared to do that. We've seen it so many times before.
Good match-up here. Harris on 8 points from 3 outings. Great guest performance from Harris, never lets you down. Here we go then. Away we go. Kurtz has made a lovely start out of gate number 2. He does exactly what you say. Oh, he had to hang on to that. But by golly, did it work out. Got a 10-metre lead going down the back straight on the opening lap. Quebec's in 3rd place. Harris is down the outside, a 3-all at this stage. Can Bulis do anything about Jankovic? It won't be easy. Oh, Quebec's got a load of grip there. Fires himself into 2nd place. But I tell you what, Brady Kurtz, fabulous and great in the first corner, looking terrific in front again.
It's a rider that's right on the top of his game, riding full of confidence. Great to see, not putting a foot wrong out on track, committing to the outside now, got so much speed, but wasn't scared to get over the top of somebody. Put it in a tricky position on the first corner, held onto it nicely, made a perfect first corner and cleared off into the distance.
He has indeed. He has cleared off. Another wonderful, eye-catching ride from the Australian Kurtz. He wins comfortably. Harris coming through in 2nd place. 3-all. No drama for the home team, though. They retain their 8-point advantage at the conclusion of the race, moving on to 37 points to 29. So it's going their way. Just a little bit too strong for the Kings Lynn Stars right now. And when you've got riders like Brady Kurtz, 3 rides and 3 wins, well, he's doing his job, and some. Got to say, Chris Harris, once again, doing a great job as a guest here this evening. Not his favourite track, you know, but he's in the bigger points every time he's out there. Result for heat number 11 then. Brady Kurtz, 3rd ride and 3rd win, another 3 points for him. Chris Harris back in 2nd place, 2 points. Jankovic, 1 point in 3rd, and Antti Vulis misses out in heat number 11. We'll watch this again. Watch this first corner.
bike really did kick him here.
Well, this is when we're talking,
Whoa.
Kel, about somebody who's absolutely full of confidence, gets over the top of the Kings Lynn rider on gate 1. Not an easy feat, that. Jankovic, Grand Prix rider, jumps over the top of him. Look at him, commits to that inside. Watch the bike react here when he hits the berm on the inside. Doesn't phase him, keeps the gas on. Perfect first corner, makes life easy for him from there on in.
Indeed it is. Fabulous ride. Looking good for the Belle Vue Aces right now. They've got 8-point lead at this stage. Right, let's get some more reaction. Scotty, where are you?
Well, funnily enough, I'm outside one of your men to watch Pitway, Dan Bewley, who got off to a bit of a slow start. He's having a little look at me now. He knows we're talking about him, but got off to a bit of a slow start, running an uncharacteristic last place for Dan Bewley. Was chasing that high line out wide, but then obviously it comes good. 6 points on the board for Dan. But what's really interesting for me is when you watch Dan Bewley and also Brady Kurtz, obviously we're going to watch Dan Bewley, just comes into the corners that much wider than everybody else. He's kind of a few feet, obviously he's going around the outside of his teammate, but when he gets out in front, he just allows that bike to run, keeps his wheels in line. Him and Brady have kind of almost got it down to a T. You can see here in Heat 10, the only person to win a race off Gate 3 actually as well, which is unusual because Gate 3 actually looked really good. But Dan Bewley just goes around the outside of Niels, your other man to watch, Kelv. We've both got 6 points, but he's just sensational when he gets out in front. He just carries so much speed, allows that bike to run into the dirt, goes in that much wider into the corners, and just, yeah, he's just sensational. He's just having a little look, just clean his goggles. Obviously they kept clean last time out, but yeah, Dan Bewley on fire. Over to you, Abby, who's standing next to me giggling away.
I am giggling. He is on fire, as are a load of the Belle Vue riders now. Really found their form. They have got an 8-point lead as we go into the latter stages of this meeting. Now, I stand corrected on a hashtag. I swear the guys in the gallery are just having some fun tonight. It is, let me get this right. I've written it down in about 5 different places, so I do get it right. BELKYLY. That makes sense, doesn't it? BELKYL. As I say that, maybe it doesn't make sense. It does for now, but whatever is that hashtag, it is that BELKYL. No, KY. Oh gosh, I'm just going to go to the break. But use it, and I will ask Scotty your questions later on in the show. So with 4 heats remaining, it is 8 points that are separating these two sides. Belle Vue Aces 37, 29 to the stars. Look at the evening here in Manchester. A really glorious night for Speedway, and we're seeing some great action out on the track. And at Perry Bar Stadium in Birmingham, I think it's a close encounter there. Let's get the latest from Dave Rowe.
Certainly is very close indeed. Birmingham edged into a 4-point lead with a 5-1 in Heat 8 when Leon Flint snatched second place from Richard Lawson on the line, joining Victor Lampart for that 5-1. It made it 26-22. We then saw a couple more shared races. Ryan Douglas is still unbeaten, and this is heat number 11 with Richard Lawson making his way through on the inside there of Tom Brennan to join Max Frick for a 5-1, and that brings things back all square once again with 4 heats to go. So a really close meeting here, and we are all square after 11. It's Birmingham 33, Leicester 33.
Dave, thank you. Very close there at Perry Bar. Not so close here, 8 points in it, which means that Rob Lyon has got an opportunity to make a tactical sub. I can see you studying the programme, Rob. What are you going for?
Yeah, we're going with Bomber in yellow, off gate 1. He's going pretty good tonight, so see if we can pull something back.
Look, it's been, they have pulled back Kings Lynn, but then Belle Vue have as well.
Yeah, I mean, their top 4 are pretty hot round here, aren't they? And so it's difficult to know where to place it. But yeah, we're hanging on in there, and hopefully we can pull something back in this one. Niels as well, so yeah, fingers crossed.
And Niels is hanging in there. Elder statement of Speedway, and he's against like a young German Neubauer, early 20s. He's doing really well.
Yeah, he's a pretty fit lad. You know, he's, what is he, 41 now or something? And you know, he's always been a good pro, Niels, and he's still, as you saw, he's still rides like a teenager sometimes.
Well, but thank you. Let's hand you back to Kelvin and to Simon.
Thank you very much, Abby. So Rob Lyon making the move again. Good move. Louis Kurtz just faded away after winning heat number 2. Harris has been in the points every time he's been out there. Up against Jamin Lidsey and Jake Mulford here, Everson and Harris. Well, on paper, they look pretty strong, but they have got a lot of work to do, haven't they, Simon, because they're 8 points back. But Harris, he'll give it his very best. Just having an issue with the cutout switch there. And maybe just left it behind momentarily, but Harris and Everson got a chance here, surely.
Yeah, I mean, up against hard charger in Jamin Lidsey, though, he's looked really, really good since he had an average third place in his first one, but his second and third ride have looked really good. Jamin found he's got a bit of a turn of speed. So we'll see. It's a tough one. Harris off the inside, he's not a renowned trapper, and Jamin is off gate 2, so it'll be interesting to see what Jamin does on the first corner. And then you've got, obviously, Niels Christian Everson, who's had a really good night so far. Not had a race win yet. I'm sure he'd like to change that right now.
Line up for heat number 12. Harris comes in as a tack sub. He's off the inside in yellow. Jamin Lidsey out of gate number 2 in red. Niels Christian Everson gate number 3 in white. Jake Mulford off the outside in blue. Lidsey, as you rightly say, has turned his night around. He did score in his first one, but was tailed off, but since then has shown a good turn of speed. Everson, if he can hit the front, could make life difficult for him. And Harris, well, as we know, he's never knows when he's peaked. He's got the inside gate. Never scared to get involved, is Mr. Harris, that's for sure. Here we go then. Heat number 12. Goes to us. Away we go. And hit the first turn. And Kings Lynn showed great. Super start on the inside from Harris. Here comes Everson now around the outside. Looking good right now, early doors for the Kings Lynn Stars. Lidsey coming on strong. Can he get round the outside of Harris? It's looking good. It's tied. And he's done it. What a move from Lidsey.
Yeah, great move from Lidsey there. He just got caught. Chris Harris got caught on the inside. Not his usual place to be. He just got caught a little bit tight there when he tried to give Niels Christian Everson enough room on the outside, which was the right thing to do on the first corner. Just didn't quite have the speed coming round turn 3 and 4. Lidsey took advantage of that, and he's settled himself into second place. But still, he had advantage here for Kingsley.
Everson out in front, looking good. The first time he's got his nose in front. You've been saying all night he's got some speed in the motorbike, so it's proving to be. Really good ride from Everson. He wins in style. Lidsey worked hard for his second place there to get the better of Harris back in third. And young Jake Mulford just misses out there. A 4-2 to Kings Lynn. Is it a little bit too late? They close the margin to 6 points now, 39 to 33. Race is running out though. There's still time if they can get on a roll, but it won't be easy with heat 13 coming. But Everson at 41, super fit. Riding well there. 3 points for him, out in front. First time he wins a race this evening. Jamin Lidsey back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for Chris Harris and Jake Mulford missing out in heat number 12. Looked like a 5-1 early doors, but Jamin Lidsey, well, he had other ideas.
Yeah, watching the start here. Good start from Bomber and Niels Christian Everson off gate 3. Look, it looks like a 5-1 at this point. Chris Harris does the right thing, goes around the inside, got some grip round there. Gives Niels just enough room to come past on the outside going into turn 3 and 4, but Harris doesn't quite drift up the corner enough, and Lidsey carries the speed off the corner. Harris runs him in, but just gives him enough room. And I think what probably caught Chris out there was a little track grade just after heat 11, and I just wonder if it's gone a little bit slicker and caught Harris out there, because he's looked really quick so far tonight, and just got caught a little bit there on the inside, so not quite enough speed, but still good heat advantage for Kings Lynn, drags them back into it, and obviously Kelv, we've still got that bonus point to think about, another meeting at Kings Lynn to think about as well.
Yeah, they'll keep fighting right to the conclusion, that's for sure. Great action there, lovely slow-mos. Harris, as you rightly say, just got caught in no man's land momentarily. Lidsey was able to take advantage. Heat 13, what a race it is. Always a big race here. Dan Bewley and Kurtz, wow. Don't look at the programme, Kings Lynn. Both riders going remarkably well tonight. Bewley and Kurtz. red hot favourites here for heat number 13. Jankovic and Charles Wright. Now, Charles Wright hasn't had a super night, and got to say that heat 13 could go a long way for Belle Vue to pick up the league points here. But as you very rightly say, there is a second leg, an aggregate point on the cards. Kings Lynn at home will want to try and keep this as close as possible tonight here at the National Speedway Stadium. But on paper, Bewley and Kurtz look remarkably strong.
Yeah, tough one to try and get something out of here, Kel. This is what a lineup for Belle Vue. Dan Bewley off gate 1, Brady Kurtz off gate 3. That is an unbelievable heat leader. And obviously throw Jankovic into the mix, another Grand Prix rider. Brady Kurtz looks like a Grand Prix rider. Charles Wright's got to work out off gate 4.
Line up for heat number 13 then. Dan Bewley on the inside in red, Jankovic gate number 2 in white, Brady Kurtz gate number 3 in blue, Charles Wright off the outside in yellow. Yeah, star-studded line-up for the Belle Vue Aces. Got to say, you know, when Jason Doyle was fit and Emil Saifutinov, Ipswich, similar scenario when they were coming out of heat number 13. Two world-class riders, and Belle Vue have got very much the same here. Jankovic, can he produce something out of gate 2? Gate 2's worked well this evening. Often does here. We saw that in the Speedway of Nations. Often guys jumping out of gate number 2 and dominating races.
I'd love Jankovic to jump out here and make it difficult for the Belle Vue boys.
For the neutrals, certainly. Absolutely right. But Belle Vue, 6-point advantage. They get a 5-1 here. Be very close indeed to picking up the lead points. Heat number 13. That's right. Along the way. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy under the first corner. Brady Kurtz, Bewley's lifted behind it. Look at Charles Wright. Charles Wright has come through in second place. Here we go. Well, it was short-lived there for Charles Wright. Bewley right round the outside. Here comes Kurtz. High-speed demonstration now, you would suggest, on the cards. Quebec's gone to the back with Charles Wright coming through into third place. But no real surprise here, people. Bewley and Kurtz flying out in front.
And just going back to what Scotty said when he was talking about these guys, how they ride this track, carrying so much speed into the corners, ride that little bit wider than anybody else seems to manage, picks up that fresh material, ahead of anybody else. Absolute demonstration of the finest riding you could ever wish to see at this level.
What a ride from Dan Bewley. Cleared off out in front, but clearly enjoyed himself immensely. Stunning ride from both of them. Well, Quebec coming through maybe at the end there for third place. But in truth, the race was over by the completion of the first lap there. And then it really was all about how fast they could go. Bewley went wider than anybody else has gone this evening. Absolutely fabulous on the bike around this National Speedway Stadium. Really is very exciting indeed. Let's just see what happens for third place here. How far behind they are. I think Quebec got there then. He did just steal a third place away from Charles Wright. But that man then really was stunning to watch around the outside. Kurtz was following him, but Bewley just generated huge amounts of speed there. Really was very impressive indeed. 44 points to 34. They're just a point away now, the home team. Dan Bewley, lovely ride by here. 3 points out in front. Brady Kurtz back in second place. 2 points for him. Quebec coming through in third, 1 point. And Charles Wright misses out in heat 13. Simon, what can you say about Bewley and Kurtz? It really was a masterclass here at Belle Vue.
Yeah, world class, those two. Absolutely stunning. Well, Jankovic gives Brady a little nudge going into the first corner. It doesn't seem to matter, does it? They've got so much speed. Gives him a nudge, took him offline, and he turned it back and dived through the middle of both of them. From then on in, Dan Bewley has a little look over his shoulder going down the home straight, sees it's his teammate, carries on checking out. And by the end of the race, they're in a different postcode. Absolutely unbelievable. But Dan has a moment there, doesn't he? Just controls it beautifully and then rides off into the distance. Absolutely superb. Back to 10 points now for Kings Lynn. So they've got work to do in 14, but with the likelihood of Dan Bewley and Kurtz out for the next in 15, it's going to make life tough again.
Okay. Brilliant stuff from the Belle Vue pair. Let's get down to Abby.
Yeah, world-class performances from you, Dan, and Brady Kurtz. Just bringing all the stuff. Looking so good. Dan, you just go that bit wider than anyone else.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like we're all pretty good at it here at Belle Vue. So, yeah, it's a pretty fun track when you're out front.
First heat just caught out by the track and you had gate 4.
Yeah, I felt like I made a decent one, but, yeah, I just didn't quite get there. So, yeah.
Well, you've been stunning ever since that heat. And I have to say, Calvin in commentary saying, Dan, you are aware that you have got a Grand Prix at the weekend. You don't need to be riding out of your skin as much as you are.
Yeah, you know, people keep talking about it and, like, saying, oh, it's Cardiff weekend, like, as if it's something special. But it is, obviously. But, you know, I feel like we're all pretty lucky in a way. But, you know, we're all pretty excited to race every night. And, yeah, it is cool at Cardiff, but so is here tonight.
That's the right attitude, young man.
Thank you.
Dan, thank you. Back to you guys.
That's a really refreshing attitude there from Dan Bewley, giving his all for his club tonight, which is a big week of Speedway here in the British Island. Going on to the Principality Stadium this weekend. And Dan Bewley is in top form. Looking forward to seeing him there this weekend. Of course, he's won there. First final he made, of course, and won the final. Really was a fabulous moment for him. Heat number 14, time running out for the Kings Lynn Stars. We're on board here with young Ben Cook. Anti-Bulis is with him as well. Just need a point. Kings Lynn have got to get a heat advantage, otherwise it's all over. Patrick Wadgelow will go from the inside in the white helmet colour. He's making his way there. He's just little bit late to the party. Here he comes now. Gate number 2 in blue is Anti-Bulis. Anders Rowe will come out of gate number 3 in yellow, and off the outside is Ben Cook in red. Now, Ben's gone well tonight, hasn't he? Done a really good job for his team. He's had a couple of wins at the 3rd place. Going along very nicely.
Yeah, and looks like a change of bikes for Patrick this time out, actually, which is probably what he needed. He looked short of speed in his first couple and missed out on a ride last time out with the tax sub. So change of bikes here, that could be interesting. But all eyes on Ben Cook. He's looked super fast. He's looked really good. Looks composed, comfortable, riding the track really nicely. So they'll need him to win this, and we'll see what the Kings Lynn boys have got.
Indeed. Here we go then. Heat number 14. There we go. Rolling into the first corner. Cook's made a lovely start. So it's Bulis. Bulis has got there in a well. Coming out of turn number 2. Had a great start as well, Anti-Bulis. He's coming through in the 2nd place. Ben Cook flying away out in front. Belle Vue really are looking strong now. 5-1 in heat number 13. It's all going their way here in heat number 14. And if it stays like this, the points are going to be there, Simon.
Yeah, real turn of speed from the Belle Vue boys. Ben Cook looking really good out front, but with Bulis joining the party, that's exactly what Mark Lemon needed. 5 big points here. Puts them in front, gets some breathing space, and makes that accurate bonus point a little bit easier when they go to Kingsley back at the end of the year.
So Ben Cook out in front. He's had a smashing night. He's had a couple of heat wins already. Riding well here. Finishing off in style. One last blast through this final corner. Anti-Bulis is ridden nicely here. He's shown a good turn of speed there. And this road was charging hard. Hasn't been Patrick Wadgelow's night at all. A night to forget for him. But for Anti-Bulis, clearly chuffed to bits to finish the night off with a paid win. And Belle Vue get the points. And it was what we were expecting. Kings Lynn made them work hard for it, though. Cook looks like he's got some sort of issue at the completion of the race. But nonetheless, Anti-Bulis becoming a bit of a fan favourite here. Another trier, real good trier, and a handy signing for him. But Cook with that issue after the end of the race. Handy that it was after the 4 laps, not during the 4 laps, because the points are in the bag. And that was his 3rd race win of the evening. Heat number 14, the result for you. Ben Cook out in front, 3 points. Anti-Bulis back in 2nd place, 2 points for him. Anders Rowe back in 3rd place, 1 point. And Patrick Wadgelow failing to score in heat number 14. Belle Vue have won the night. You're right. with the aggregate point on the line when they go back to Kings Lynn. But tonight, the Aces have done the job.
There they have. Stunning start from Ben Cook off of the outside, really made gate 4 work for him. But another good start from his teammate off gate 2. The bike change didn't work for Patrick, still struggled there. Anders Rowe makes a good corner actually on the 3rd and 4th and gets himself into 3rd, but didn't really pressure the Belle Vue boys out front, and they really cleared off and got a good 5 points, which is just what they needed. Mark Lemmel will want those points on the board. Like I said, the aggregate bonus point is up for grabs at the back end of the year at Kings Lynn. So as many points on the board as you can get for Belle Vue this time round will make their life easier when it comes to that.
So super stuff from the Belle Vue Aces. They've clinched the evening. We've got one more race to come, of course. And there's no doubt that it should be an entertaining heat number 15. Right, let's get down to Abby.
Calvin, thank you. Well, one heat remaining. It is the big heat 15, but Belle Vue, you got to know which riders they're going to put out, and they are in stunning form. Let's see if Mark Lemon goes with anyone else, but I'm pretty sure it'll be Dan Bewley and Brady Kurtz. So it is Belle Vue that take the win, but big heat 15 coming up next. Now that hashtag, I'm very grateful because you have been tweeting in despite me not getting it right. There it is on screen. I don't even need to say it. Belle Cly, there you go, Belle Cly. And I'll ask Scotty your questions later on in the programme. See you for Big Heat 15. It's coming up next. So it is Belle Vue that take the win here tonight, 49-37. We do have one heat remaining, of course. Kingsland Stars made them work for it, but Belle Vue, a couple of riders, well, more than two, that are so dialed in here and really putting in stellar performances. So a reminder, Speedway, we are for the Grand Prix in Cardiff at the Principality Stadium. Everyone catching Bartosz Marslik, and it's live on Eurosport 2 Saturday from 4:30. It'll be tapes up from 5. British Superbikes at the end of the month, round 8, they'll be in Cadwell Park, Eurosport 2 as well. And the World Endurance Championship, WEC, are in Austin, Texas for round 6 from the 1st of September. Let's hand you over then to Scotty Nichols, who's with the team managers to get their picks for Heat 15.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. I'll come to Mark Lemon from Belle Vue first. Mark, Kings Lynn pushed you exceptionally hard. I know you're going to say you kind of expect that, but they possibly pushed you harder than you thought?
Yeah, I think if you look back over the programs we've had this year, the first half always tells a different story to the second half. Our guys definitely know the groove, comes sort of after Heat 7, Heat 8, and really capitalise when the big boys go out in Heat 13 and Heat 15. So we have to push on. It's a two-legged tie, so obviously there's a bonus point at stake when we go to Kings Lynn on the 28th.
You said earlier in the interview that, like you just said it there, you can't read too much into the meeting early on. It's a little bit more difficult for the home track knowledge to really come into it when it's a little bit wet, but you say that second stage of the meeting, you boys, especially your top 5, all just seem to click into another gear.
I mean, we've had a challenging year. I mean, everyone's had a challenging year with the weather. So this is our 3rd dry meeting all year. So the setups, just you're trying to dial everything in. It has been quite a challenge for them. But as it has kind of made them learn to adapt a little bit quicker, maybe. I don't know. It's been
trying to please everyone's difficult.
It sure is, and wish the weather gods could do a bit better job.
Right, well, we're going to get your choices for Heat 15, please. You do have the gate pick.
Yeah, sure. We've gone from gates 1 and 3, and we're going to put Dan Bewley in red off gate 1 and Brady Kurtz in gate 3 off blue.
Okay, thank you, mate. Rob, you guys have put up a stellar performance. You said earlier it's nice to have 7 riders, but it's not your normal 7, so you're still up against it.
Yeah, as you said, 7 riders is a refreshing change for us, really. But I think the boys have put a good shift in tonight. I think we fell away last couple of heats, but which probably sort of doesn't reflect the way the effort they put in. But at the end of the day. Difficult to beat these guys on this track. The top 4 are immense around here, and they deserve the win.
It is, but you've still got meetings in hand. There's bonus points up for grabs. But like you say, up to kind of probably Heat 9 or 10, you're pushing. Well, you had the lead at one stage, so you certainly give them a run for their money.
Yeah, we did. Like I say, we were good value, to be fair. And as I said, just last couple of heats we fell away. But I'm proud of them. As a team, they've ridden well. So hopefully we can do something in 15 and keep it as tight as possible. And you never know, we might get a bonus point at Kings Lynn.
Well, here we go. Can you tell us who you're going to go for? With Belle Vue have the gate choice. Who you got for 2 and 4, please?
We've got Chris Harris in white off gate 2, Niels Christian Everson in yellow off gate 4.
Okay, thank you. Well, best luck to you boys. Before we hit for Heat 15 here, let's head up to Birmingham for an update with Dave Rowe.
Thank you, Scott. We're heading to a last heat decider here at Perry Bar. Here's some dramatic action from heat 13 with the Brummies making the start. Ryan Douglas yellow gets squeezed out. Max Frick in white goes charging through, and Tom Brennan left with nowhere to go really, but still maintains third place behind his teammate Frederick Lindgren. That race was shared. Leicester had edged in front with a 4-2 in heat 12, but Birmingham hit back in heat 14 with a 4-2 of their own. Zach Cook repassing Luke Becker in that race, so it's all to go for in this meeting. It's been a tremendous clash so far, with Frick there winning this heat 13 ahead of Frederick Lindgren. One race to go, all square. Birmingham 42, Leicester 42.
Okay, heat 15 then. Here it is, the final heat of the evening. And here's your lineup with Kelvin Tatum.
Thank you very much, Abby. What a lineup it is. Bewley and Kurtz for the Aces, Harris and Everson for the Kings Lynn Stars. That's correct, I made a mistake earlier on, and Peter Oakes has rightly put me right. Team that finishes top will have to race against the 4th team and 2nd v 3rd. In previous years, you did have the choice when you topped the charts, but I haven't done my homework correctly. But so if you finish top after the regular season, you will race against the 4th place team, and the 2nd team will race against the 3rd team. So that will be pretty much at the end of this month. We're hoping, weather dependent, of course, we will know who the top 4 will be. Belle Vue looking pretty secure in 3rd place right now, but they are charging and they want to finish top if they can. Heat number 15, heat number 13 was pretty tasty with Bewley and Kurtz. Will it be a replay of that here in heat 15? Line up for you. Chris Harris will go from the inside in the white helmet colour. He's had a good night, Harris. Gate number 2. Hang on a minute, that's not quite right, excuse me. Off the inside is Dan Bewley in red. Gate number 2 in white is Chris Harris. Gate number 3 in blue is Brady Kurtz. And off the outside in yellow is Niels Christian Everson. Apologies for that, but that is the lineup for heat number 15. Harris has had a good night. Everson has had a pretty good night as well, but up against Kurtz and Bewley, got to believe they are the underdogs here.
Yeah, you'd say that, Kel, but you've got to say Chris and Niels have pulled their weight tonight. They've both ridden really, really well. Can't ask much more from a guest. And Niels has been really consistent, got a win last time out. And like you said, I think if Niels hits the front, I think you could say that he's going to make the Belle Vue boys work really hard.
Bewley, Harris, Kurtz, Everson. We're bang on now. Heat number 15. Here we go. Should be a great conclusion to a good night of Speedway here in Manchester. Fabulous night of Speedway at Perry Bar. Going right down to the wire there with a whole last season slider. Here we go. Final time of the night. They hit the first turn. Oh my goodness, Bewley's lifted violently there. Does remarkably well to hang on to the bike. Still maintains his lead. Incredible stuff from Bewley. Kurtz is there in 2nd place. Here comes Everson up the inside. Everson coming on. Oh, Everson's charged up the inside. He gets himself to 2nd place. Brilliant move from him. Bewley out in front. What a recovery that was. Stolen a mile from the opposition. Everson hanging on in 2nd place. Harris now charging hard out the back. Kurtz in 3rd.
Don't know which way to look, Kel. Bewley's checking out front, really wide. But Niels can see some plenty of speed, and Chris Harrison not letting Brady have it all his own way either. Didn't expect to see Brady drop any points tonight. It's a good ride from Niels.
Indeed it is. Smashing move coming out of turn 4 in the opening lap. Dan Bewley though. What a way he finishes there. Just one blot on his copybook tonight in heat number 1. Subsequently he's been faultless. Absolutely stunning stuff for him. Kurtz drops points for the first time this evening because Everson was there ready to pounce coming out of turn number 4 early in the race. The night belongs to the Aces. They finish with another heat advantage, 4-2. And they move on to 53 points to 37 to the Kings Lynn Stars. Great night of Speedway. Aces were the favourites, and so it proved to be. but we've seen some really entertaining stuff along the way.
Yeah, plenty of it. Really good riding from both teams. Lots of effort going in. A good display from a good number of Kings Lynn riders.
Who do you fancy for rider of the night, Simon?
Do you know what? I think after a little blip in his first ride, you've got to say that Dan Bewley has really, really come to the fore. Looks absolutely outstanding in his last 4 rides. Stunning and a great warm-up for Cardiff at the weekend.
So the Omologato rider of the night is Dan Bewley. Fabulous night for him. The result was there, of course, with Bewley out in front. Niels Christian Everson in second place. Brady Kurtz back in third, and Chris Harris misses out in heat number 15. Clearly Bewley in stunning form. Perfect warming up for him for the weekend. Looking forward to it immensely. Thank you for your company tonight. Do hope you've enjoyed it, both here in Manchester and down at Perry Bar, where they've had a real ding-dong there. Birmingham and Leicester. Fans delighted, and they have been really strong here recently, the Belle Vue Aces. Here we go, let's see heat 15 again.
Yeah, look at the start from Dan. Really good start from gate 1. Rides on that inside line that caught him out in heat 13. Goes for it again, gets all that grip, manages to control it, flies out front, puts him actually on the line that he wants to be, high, wide and handsome, and takes advantage from that point. Now Brady's in second at this point, but Niels makes a really good straight there, goes through the inside of him, and actually consolidates that position. Brady looks a little bit short of speed, whether he's gone the wrong way with the setup after heat 13, because he doesn't quite look as fast as he looked for the rest of the evening, but that's a really good display by Niels Christian Everson, and also Chris Harris. You've got to say, good night from him. First time he's not failed to score all evening in heat 15 against big guns like Dan Bewley and Brady Kurtz.
Dead right. Dan Bewley though, superb stuff from him. Okay, big win for the Belle Vue Aces. Let's get down to Evie.
Calv, steady, thank you. Well, stay with us here because we'll have interviews and analysis, and I'll use that hashtag to ask Scotty Nichols your questions. You have been tweeting in and writing your questions, so big thank you for that. So all coming up after this short break. So the final score here at the National Speedway Stadium is 53-37 to the Aces, to the home side. They take the win by 16 points. But at Perry Bar Stadium, it goes down to a last heat decider. Dave Rowe, talk us through heat 15.
Well, it was 42 points apiece going into heat 15, but it's the Leicester Lions who are celebrating Ryan Douglas, the rider in white, riding a superb heat 15 against Frederick Lindgren, who did everything he possibly could to find a way through. Lindgren had got the better of Max Frick earlier in the race, but Frick maintained the crucial third place, and it got so tight at the start of lap 4, but Douglas rode a superb race, a superb line to get the better of Lindgren, and Leicester's march goes on. They are now 7 meetings unbeaten. They are 6 points clear of the Oxford Spires with a match in hand. They look good for the playoffs. Birmingham 44, Leicester 46.
Gosh, incredible stuff there at Perry Bar, and this is what all tonight's action means for the table. Ipswich Witches are at the top, and as Calvin said, they will, if they continue in that position, play the 4th place team at the end of the regular season. That will be Leicester Lions as it stands, Sheffield Tigers 2nd, Belle Vue Aces 3rd. So outside the playoffs, Oxford Spires, Kings Lynn Stars, who put in a great effort tonight. Belle Vue just too strong in the evening, and Birmingham Brummies round out the bottom of the table. Only 2 league wins for the Brummies, but they really push Leicester Lions hard. And Niels really pushed some young guns hard tonight. I think it was Rob Line that said, 41, are you 41, riding like a teenager? Has he got your age right?
Actually 42.
42, even more impressive.
I don't know, I don't feel so old really, but no, it's I still have good racing and still enjoy it, so might as well keep going.
And you had a load of speed in the bike tonight, Niels.
Yeah, it was good. I was actually quite pleased with how things went. Obviously, my gating wasn't wasn't great consistently anyway. But no, the bike was good. I felt good on the track, and it's always fun to ride here. But you definitely need to be fast to win races.
And you lowered the colours of Brady Kurtz in that Heat 15 then, making sure you got the second place. It just didn't have the strength and depth to back you up tonight, Niels.
No, but we knew it was going to be difficult. We had the problems with the team for pretty much all season, so we still had a few guests tonight. But again, it's difficult when we don't have the full side. But it's how it is, and we just need to take every meeting as it comes and just do our best, really.
Rob was also mentioning that actually the score doesn't reflect the efforts that were put in from the team tonight.
No, but maybe not. Belle Vue, they're really strong here, especially at home. They have, all the riders is always extremely fast out here, so it was always going to be difficult, but need to try our best and do whatever we can.
Did you enjoy yourself out there tonight?
Yeah, definitely. So it's always fun when you have the speed in the bike. So yeah, enjoy it.
Looking good for a 42-year-old.
Oh, thanks for that.
Niels, thank you so much. Let's now join Scotty.
Are you flirting again, Abby? I'm now with the Omologato Rider of the Night, Dan Bewley, been chosen. Dan rode fantastically well. Before we chat about that, I'm going to get Phil to hand that special watch into you there. Congratulations, mate.
Well done again. Another one for your collection.
That's right. Thank you.
He's stocking them up. You're riding too well.
Yeah,
Dan, had a little blip in your first race, but after that, sensational.
Yeah, just first one's what it is, but good night after that.
And you're riding the rodeo a couple of times on the inside, a little rut there, used it to your advantage?
Yeah, I was going for it, but just weren't quite getting it as I would like, but it worked anyway.
And once you got through that first turn, it's a little bit unsettled. You can see on the footage here, you're off the inside gate, come around it inside, and just about there, boom, hit 15, a bit of rodeo's legs off, but actually put you where you wanted to be.
Yeah, helped me get to the fence, so can't complain. So decent night really, and good win for the boys, and had a bit of help in the pits tonight. Cheers to Andy as always, and had Crumpy on the tools, got his hands dirty, and I had Batch on the tools last night. So thanks to them, it's been pretty cool.
You're grabbing everyone in, but when you got out in front, I kind of picked up you and Brady particularly kind of ride that a little bit wider going into the turn. You ride exceptionally well, but you've got so much time. What's going through your mind when you're out front?
Just what am I having for dinner on the way home?
What are you having?
Not too much. I don't eat too much at night. I've got a Scotch egg. But I don't know. I feel like when you're having a good time out there on any track, really, you kind of just go a bit blank. You're just in the zone. So just cruising.
It is a autopilot. We can see here earlier in the night, you just checked out. Obviously, your teammate sneaking in behind you, but fantastic night.
Yeah, it has been, and track's been fun as always.
Thanks for chatting to us. Well done, Rider Night. Back to you, Abby.
Scotty, thank you. That is just so brilliant. Grand Prix rider, an absolute superstar, and he's going to have a Scotch egg on the way home. When we come back after the break, I will ask Scott Nichols your questions. Stay with us. See you soon. The final score here at the National Speedway Stadium is the home side that took the win. A commanding win in the end, 53-37, so by 16 points. A reminder of all the other sport that you can enjoy on Eurosport Discovery Plus. It includes cycling. The Tour of Denmark is their first stage tomorrow, Wednesday, at 3:30. La Vuelta, it's their first stage this Saturday, 4:30. You can see that on Eurosport 1. And then the Premier League is back. A new era for Liverpool after the departure of Jurgen Klopp. And they go to the newly promoted Ipswich Town. It is the opening match of the Premier League season. And coverage starts 11 a.m. TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus. And now joined by Ben Cook. Ben, a really brilliant performance from you. 3 heat wins, I believe. Lightweight figure, I heard them saying in commentary, you can see it in form. How much does that help around this track?
Yeah, it's definitely not a hindrance for sure, but we've still got to kind of go out there and do the job as well, which isn't always easy, but I'm starting to get the hang of it around here, which is good, and it's just need to keep it going now in the most important time of year.
It is an intimidating place for opposition to come to, and especially when you guys get dialed in. How much chat was there amongst you all because Kings Lynn started so well?
Yeah, you know, they come out firing straight away and caught us off guard a bit, and we got back down to business, and we've all done a few laps around here now, so back in the groove, and we got a bit of a lead happening, and it was play on from there.
Like you say, it's a crucial part of the season. You've just added to your tally, consolidating your place in the playoffs. Then it goes from scratch again. But importantly, you've got this home advantage here, and that's got to help.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of one of them tracks too. You know, a lot of people enjoy coming here to race, and you got to really be dialed in here. And hopefully, we've hit the right time of the year, and everyone's firing, and that's what we need at the end of the season, and hopefully go to the top step.
This is Heat 3, and thank you, Ben, for carrying the onboards. Extra pressure when you've got the onboard camera on your bike?
To be honest, I forgot I had it on. So.
That's probably a good thing.
But I got behind one time, but it was lucky. I made some starts tonight, which is I haven't been making many here, so it was good. Good to get some fresh air.
Great performance from you tonight, Ben. Congratulations. Let's hear from Chris Harris now. He's with Scotty.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Chris does join me. Chris, we know you love a guest booking. Stellar night tonight, keeping it real for us. Slightly older generation, slightly more rotund figures.
Yeah, no, it was I was on the beach yesterday in Cornwall having a bit of suntan, and then get the guest booking. So I was like, we'll take that one then. Obviously, Belle Vue is never really my favourite place, as it's probably not yours either, especially for us heavier guys. But no, it was nice. I felt pretty good tonight. Probably the best I've probably felt on a bike around here for a long time.
I know you just said, it's definitely harder for us ones that are carrying a little bit more timber, should we say. But
Dad bod.
Yeah, Dad bod, love it. But also, I mean, you had a great night. You can see here in action, getting out front in the dirt on the outside air, chasing through. You took advantage of that right on the inside that we spoke about. But even for the lighter guys, Belle Vue can be a real headache of a track. Can you put your finger on trying to explain to people at home what makes Belle Vue so difficult to get the setup dialed in?
I'm trying to work it out myself, but it can be quite heavy here, can't it? And like your bike, trying to get the in between of the bike not being too flat off the corner so it pulls. And I was sort of didn't really change a lot, but towards the end we changed something. And for Heat 12, the tactical, it didn't really work, so I went back the other way. And Heat 15, I was on the pace, but not as quick as I wanted to be.
And you feel sometimes that's the problem here. I did speak to a couple of the Belle Vue boys and was like, last or third in your first race, go and win, was at man or machine. They're like, don't change anything, just get some clear track.
Yeah, I think the trick here, and I said to the boys tonight, is like you've got to come out in that second corner in front to give yourself half a chance, especially against the home guys. And you sort of it's easier to do it here than other places. It's it's so hard to pass, I think, especially with these home boys.
So you're almost colour code. You got a blue race shape with blue Kevlars. What colour outfit are we going to see you in next?
Where are we next? So our home.
When are you guesting for then?
No one this week.
Well, thanks a lot, mate. Well done tonight, and keep up the good work.
Cheers, thank you. See ya.
Thank you. Back to you, Abby.
Scotty, you can talk. How many teams have you guested for this year? Okay, the British Speedway will be back next week, 7:30, and that is Ipswich versus Sheffield, so the second leg for them. The Grand Prix we're in Cardiff, and that's at the Principality Stadium. Come and join us. If not, make sure you join us on Eurosport 2, 4:30 live, 5 p.m. Is Tapes Up. British Superbikes end of the month are in Cadwell Park around 8, and the Women's Cycling Tour de France Femme Stage 2 is tomorrow is at 8:30 on Eurosport 1. I'm getting my phone up as we speak. Here we go, Scotty. Bomber has had an amazing career, a bit like yourself. Where does the motivation keep coming from to perform at the highest level?
Enjoyment, for me anyway. I'm sure the same for Bomber. I think it's, when you get to be paid to do something you did as a kid because you loved it, you didn't even think about a paycheck. You become, I think as you get a bit older, especially when you become a dad,
you think about the paycheck.
Yeah, you kind of appreciate things more in life. And no, for me, it's just the enjoyment and it's my name and reputation online. Bomber's a racer like me, so that's the motivation.
Yeah, he spoke to me before we were on camera tonight. He said lucky that he can fly and bounce back after he was caught up in that crash with Emil last week.
We bounce with these tummies.
Dad bod, he said it, not me. What did you say earlier?
Rotund, yes.
That's a good
I tend
word.
to iron my shirts around a wok now.
Right. I've heard a few riders say, this is from David Giles, that they're not really aware of the score during a meeting. Is that common?
No, it's very common actually. Sometimes you're so focused on your job, and all riders are different. Like earlier in my career, I didn't want to know the score. I didn't want to know who I was racing against. Really? It's pretty much just like a team manager would just say, like, we need a result in this one. So I was like, that's a 5-1.
Yeah.
So you know what to do. Everybody's different.
Individuals in a team sport is a really interesting dynamic. One last question. Which one do I choose? From Keith Hill, Scotty's predictions for Cardiff.
Oh my goodness! Throw me on that. Yeah, I haven't even got my head around Cardiff. Well, you've got to go with Dan, haven't you? He's going to be up there. I mean, Zmarzlik is just unstoppable, isn't he? But, you know, Freddie's in good form.
Can he repeat what he did 12 months ago?
Exactly. I mean, who knows? I mean, Freddie's riding over here now, and he's in good form. You know, the GPs are always wide open, but I'm gonna go for a bit. It'd be cool to see Dan up there and start kicking his campaign on.
Keith, thank you for putting Scotty right on the spot there.
No, thank you at all.
We're going to be in Ipswich next week. They are at the top of the table. They lead over Sheffield, and it will be Ipswich-Sheffield on Monday, so that will be a really interesting fixture. Belle Vue Aces are in third, Leicester Lions are in fourth. There are your playoff teams as it stands, but we have an important few weeks, Scotty.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's really about that 4th and 5th place, isn't it? You know, Oxford they've just slipped down. I have to say, Leicester really look like they've clicked into form. I think Luke Becker seems to have found something now. Yeah. Sam Masters on form, and I think they'll be a threat.
Finding the form at the right time. Managers always say it, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. No, nothing's won at the start of the season.
Nothing's won, only at the end. We will be in Ipswich on Monday night. Make sure you join us then, 7:30, Eurosport 2. Bye for now.